Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We've hit 80, and we've hit rank 10. We should be good to go for the rest of the day. I don't know how much this stuff's going to take. Let's go ahead and get our level 80 gear on. Yes, I would, Harian, to answer your question directly. However, your second question. But a game's age can, of course, matter to SNES RPG Effect, because you can do SNES RPG Effect on purpose. You can do it as a specific method. Oh my god, I'm replacing 115 ring with that. As a specific method of... Oh yeah, I could have just done that. Whatever. As a way to imply, you know? Painting. You're painting a brick wall. You can sketch every single brick, or you can sketch like 2 or 3 and just leave the lines kind of trailing off. That's what SNES RPG Effect is if it's done deliberately as a design choice. They used to do that because they had to. They couldn't draw every brick. Nowadays, I've seen several games, even modern games, use that as a deliberate method to try and imply. And there's nothing wrong with that. It can be a good thing. It can also be a really frustrating thing when you have to constantly interpret what's going on. Because it's just like... what am I doing? What am I doing? Dancer! Right. We leveled Dancer. Actually, I did want to do one more thing while I'm here. But I think I need to go do something else really quick, so give me just a second. Just super quick. This will not take me long. I would agree with that sentence, Remedies Exion. I'm going to quote you if you don't mind, Remedies Exion. Players are good at finding faults, but rarely good at finding solutions. That's one of the reasons I try so hard to... What is that sword? Is that just the resistance sword? It's one of the reasons I try to critique when I criticize. It's very expensive, it's very expensive. Oriana, Revenant's Toll. And I need 4 Thavnarian scale powder? Pretty sure I have the marks for that on me. Yes, I do. Perfect. I mean, it's a valid point, Remedies Exion. It's true in most things. Are you kidding me? That's true in food. You know, oh, this food doesn't taste right. Well, how do we fix it? Yeah, well, you know, it doesn't taste right. It's true in politics. Not that I'm going to talk about that here. There it is. Thavnarian scale powder. 2p4. 4. There we go. Alright. This is one of the reasons, by the way, every single complaint I've made here, I've tried to give an idea of what I would do instead. It's just... I'm not perfect at that, of course, and I don't want to claim that I am. But I do make the effort and try, though I fail, to give an idea of a solution, not just a complaint. Yeah, I will give 14 over, WoW something. In 14, the cities are relevant and blah blah blah. In WoW, the cities aren't really made relevant, they just kind of end up being that way thanks to just player consensus. Or, to explain this in a different manner, you know which capital city had the most players that I would regularly see in it? In BFA's time? Dalaran. Demon Hunter. And it's okay. I wish I had my buttons back from Legion. But, you know. Good rating, Makami. I mean, I understand your disappointment, and I know several... I actually got one comment from someone who said that they you know, the best game... how do they phrase it? It's like the best RPG of all time, and I gave it, you know, a relatively good rating instead of a best RPG of all time rating. But, in my defense, I gave that game a damn good rating for a game I didn't enjoy. In fact, I have used Persona 5 as an example of games, of how I feel like I succeed at being fair in my reviews. My opinion. Oh my god. Just down. Okay. Ishgard. At this point, no, Mekami. SMT is on the veto list. I'm just going to flat out say no if someone suggests an SMT game. I've had enough of that. I can be fair. You know, I can try to be fair. But it's just so not me. It's like the horror game thing we were talking about earlier. You know? I don't... Yeah, I don't want to say SMT games are bad, because they're not. Like, again, I can clearly define Nocturne is the one I have the most experience with. Nocturne is a clear example of a coffee game. I just really didn't like it. But it was a good game. Alright, so, Dancer Quests. I haven't done these since I unlocked them. In fact, I haven't done any of these, so we're just kind of starting over here. Shin Megami Tensei, Hermias. I have trained many a dancer in my day, and you hit 80 very quickly, but I cannot recall ever having seen the crystal take to one of our new recruits so quickly. Truly there is a prodigious talent within you waiting to be untapped. I've never seen anything like it either. Why, at this rate, he'll even be able to challenge me for position of Troupe Falsame's Rising Star. Hello, S.A. Ross. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, S.A. Ross. But yes, with Mr. Runner in our ranks, our ultimate goal might at long last be in reach. You know, that's a valid point. Thank you for bringing that up, Michael. You're absolutely right. It's not Javier, so how am I supposed to say that, by the way? And I can't even start with a third one. Jade Morph or Yadmorph? Yadmorph, maybe? Yadmorph? I'm gonna stop. Before that, however, I should share with you the full details of our planned itinerary. Yadmorph? As I may have mentioned, we have traveled to these shores with two purposes: to share our time-honored art with Eorzeans far and wide, and in doing so, to do our part to help heal any lingering scars left by the calamity. Limsa Laminsa was here in the first stop of our tour of the realm. That leaves 4 destinations: Ul'dah, Gridania, Ishgard, and Ala Mhigo. And yet Ishgard is still dealing with the repercussions of the Dragonsong War, and Ala Mhigo has recently been liberated from Garlean masters. I believe it would be best if we put off our performance in those nations until such a time as we can be sure our presence will be welcome. And so, by process of elimination, the next 2 destinations in our tour are all but decided. However, there's an important matter we must attend to before we set off. Finding ourselves a patron willing to support us, right? Yep, I need patron money. LoreRunner.com. Precisely, with what little coin remains in our coffers after the long journey, we can scarce afford to put our humble production on just like the one Lore just witnessed. We must find someone willing to spare no expense in helping us bring our art to every corner of Eorzea. Fortunately, I have learned of someone who might be suited to that role. An acquaintance of mine in these lands, a songstress no less, introduced me to an influential merchant who considers it his life's work to promote daring new forms of creative expression the world realm over. The man in question has all but agreed to fund our tour on one condition. We must grace him with a private performance, and he must deem it a true artistic revolution, unlike anything he's seen before, which, that's a tall order. Indeed it is. After all, an estate of such renown has surely seen a Near Eastern dance or two in his day. So I asked myself, what could we possibly show this man that would truly awe-inspire him? Long did I struggle to come up with an answer, but no longer. Lore, he must take the stage with Rana and transform him into a full-fledged dancer before this very man's eyes. Yes, I call it a flower blooms on the battlefield. Yes, it's all coming to me now. For the final act, Rana here shall play the role of the formidable foe, unleashing a fearsome array of steps and twirls against you. You'll fend them off, retaliating with flourishes of your own in a dramatic dance battle for the ages. Laura and I taking the stage together? My tail twitches with excitement just thinking about it. Calm down. Alizé doesn't want to hear you say that. And through our battle, we will show our would-be patron that art is more than just for show. It's positively perfect. I know it's your first performance, but you needn't worry. Nashmira and I will be right there with you. Just follow our lead. Let the music... Rana speaks truth. I would not have you invited to our ranks if I did not believe, if I did not know that you were capable of what I ask. And so, let us not delay any further. Our audience awaits us in a place called Costa del Sol. And just because I feel the need to defend myself, Mekami, my main complaints with Persona 5 were actually relatively minor, it's just they were constant. The music thing was a huge problem, in my opinion. And, as I've said, and I'm going to say this without spoilers because unrelated stream, I really feel that if things cut off after the Shinto act, the other me act, I think I would have been... Hang on. Not cut off. Just chomp off that section right there. Get rid of that. And that would have improved the game substantially, I think. What in the world? And I thought I had a third problem, but I can't even think of it right now. The music was such a huge issue for me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bash what is an excellent game, but it was just such a constant thing. No. Excellent, my 2 rising stars are here, and we can finally get the show on the road. But first, we should pay our respects to the patron-to-be, Master Gigeruju. Come with me. I can't even think of a third problem. There you go, I can't even think of a third problem off the top of my head. The first final boss, and the music. Problem. It's not even the music, the songs weren't bad, there need to be more variety or more of them. Anyways, Master Gigeruju, it is a pleasure and an honor to be invited to your lovely estate. I am Nashmira, leader and principal dancer of the troupe FFXIV, and I stand before you today with 2 of my most promising protégés.
Yes, welcome, one and all. Thought take me, is that you, Titan's Bane? Moonlighting as a dancer these days, are you? I must admit, I thought adventuring was more lucrative than that. Mind you, when you're as wealthy as me, the best is a given. No, I won't be content with merely a masterful performance. I want to see something daring, something profound, something the likes of which has never in the realm been seen. I trust you're up to the task.
We would let your eyes be the judge of that, Mr. Gigeruju. For now, today, Costa del Sol will be the venue of the inaugural performance of the troupe FFXIV's newest production, A Flower Blooms on the Battlefield. Yeah, I'm told my judge... Or not my judge, Zek. Wrong character. I'm told my Grand Nagus Zek is really on point. I don't know. I mean, I can't really hear it.
You see, Quark, where's my beetle snuff? Ah, here it is. What you have to do is The first thing is you have to make sure that we sell them everything at exactly wholesale cost. Then they'll be really happy with us and we can slowly eke up the prices over time.
Your very first performance. And you're already taking center stage. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Ah! Oh, God! I can't even see who shot me. Oh, it's Zero. Your first opponent will be a trained mannequin designed specifically to hone an aspiring dancer skill. Breathe deeply. Move with poipus. At the same time, always remember that Krieg stands as a dance of war. I know you're among friends here, but I want you to imagine on the battlefield. I wouldn't know what playing a dancer on a battlefield like, guys. Now, let's knock this Master Gagaruju out of his 100,000 gil stockings. Oh god, I'm gonna lose all my abilities. No.
Now to watch some dancing from some very lovely females.
I can't even say that without cracking up. You still lack for experience, this I know, but take heart, for I have crafted this performance specifically to draw out your innate talent. Step by precious step, follow my lead, and you will find yourself transforming into a full-fledged dancer before you even know it. Love yourself in the music. Let the passion in your heart take over, and you will move as you have never moved before. Yes, you are the flower on this battlefield, and today
You will blossom.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's a good question, Mikami. That's a very good question. Let's find out. Oh, we did the thing. Well, you have to have done the role quest, and you have to be 80. But I've done both of those things. Is this literally a dancer tutorial? Have I never done the dancing tutorial? I've never... Feel the strength surging within.
Simply astounding. I never knew the Eastern dance was so alluring. Not bad at all. But you must show me more. More, I say.
Oh my god, that would be an interesting shift for us, Elisu.
Nothing like a good battle to get the blood pumping.
Alright, we got this. Really? This song? I guess it suits.
Welcome back, Brigwin, might I say. You putting that floor lamp together was a really excellent job. I have to give you a bit of a raise.
Oops, sorry. I should shut up so you can hear the music. This is the FF9 song I hate with every fiber of my being. That's not actually a joke, that's why I've dropped the joking from my tone here. Now you're probably thinking, but it's not a bad song. No, it's not a bad song. But it plays over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and it's just like the first 40 seconds of it too. This is the chocograph song. That's this song. Would you hold still so I can kill you? I mean, yeah, it is the Persona 5 problem. It's a good song. I actually will freely admit I like Persona 5 music. It's just, that's not my issue with it. You know? That's not a bad song.
It's a terrible song. Pika.
Or sorry. Hello, Pika. How are you? Now, where's my beetle stuff?
What's a game that makes me yearn for no music? Oh, that's a game that makes me yearn for no music. Yes. I mean, that's the problem with Mega Man X2. To name an example that probably nobody in chat ever really thought of. In Mega Man X2, the songs are quite good, but they're like 30-second loops. And that's really short. Why don't I have that ability? Yes, I have, Mekami. I didn't give them a negative. People questioned that, but I didn't do it. Thought about it. Oh, the raids themselves are alright. It's just the story arc was just kind of near, you know? But the boss fights were pretty decent, and the trash was excellent. Hell did he just do? Yes, Pika. Oh god, I know exactly what you're talking about, Michael. I think I talked about that when I was doing the Kingdom Hearts lore run. There's this one part where the game gives you a casual line that doesn't really indicate anything for where you're supposed to go next. Actually, there's like 3 points for that in the Tarzan world in Kingdom Hearts 1. And I gotta be honest, when I first played Kingdom Hearts 1, I got pretty lost trying to figure out where it wanted me to go next. Anyways. Are you sure that was your first time on stage? No. I've been fighting in the Boja front line for hours. I could swear I was watching a veteran up there. I couldn't take eyes off you for a moment. But hey, my moves are nothing to sneeze at either, right? Of course, all the flashy lights were just for show. I set them up beforehand, to liven up the performance, you know. But enough about me. This is your day to shine. If that meant me playing the villain for a day, so be it. I'm just proud to have helped my part in keeping your talent blooming.
Now that was a sight to behold, a young man taking on one fearsome foe after the next, and transforming into a masterful dancer before my very eyes. Yes, I do believe I've not seen anything quite like it.
Your words do us great honor, Master Gigarujo. Might we also count on you to loosen your purse strings and sponsor the troupe Falseum on our tour across your fair realm?
Of course. Your troupe deserves far wider audience. We must make sure to go ahead and charge as much money as possible. Naturally, for every single shogging, I'll take a 5% thing plus 2% tip, and there will be the matter of fees and taxes. We can deal with that later. But your performance moved me, so I couldn't bear to part with you so soon. I found myself particularly smitten with the young kitten who's played the villain's role. Rana, was it? Maybe I could interest you in signing a contract to be one of my personal dancers. I can promise it would be a lucrative one.
You flatter me, Master Gegaruju, but I fear I'm still in training. I can't very well leave Miss Nishmero's side until our tour is complete.
Is that so? No, this simply won't do. I'm afraid your rejection has so devastated me, I simply don't have it in me to fund your little excursion after all.
You can't be serious. You gave us your word. Actually, no, we didn't, to be blunt. We won't take no for an answer. What should we do? You're not a sex worker. Don't think you are. You are altering the deal.
Yes, pray I don't alter it any further. What's that supposed to mean? Stop looking at me like that. You're scaring me.
Well, I am a Star Destroyer.
I jest. I never took you dancers to be so bloody serious, lot. I only meant to express how enthralled I was by your peerless performance. You have persuaded me with precisely the sort of bold and audacious artistic revolution I sought. And for our deal, I am more than happy to offer you the financial backing you so clearly deserve.
We're most grateful, Master Gegaruju. Truly, your aesthetic sensibilities are matched only by your boundless generosity. And by your leave, we shall begin preparing for our forthcoming performance in Ul'dah.
Wait, I mean, if I could make just one small request. I ask that you not sign an exclusive contract, only that one of you sojourn here as an honored guest. Entertain me, just for a spell. In return, in addition to my patronage, I promise I will deliver you a personal letter of recommendation to the Syndicate on your behalf.
Well, I do believe that sounds like a mutually beneficial arrangement. In that case, Master Gegaruju, you may have the pick of any of the troupe excepting Lore.
The deal is done! I would be more than content with the lovely Miss Rana here, leaving the negotiations with the Syndicate to me. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing your every move in your repertoire.
The pleasure is mine, Master Gegaruju. Please, introduce me to your personal dancing girls. I'm sure they could teach me about the art of dance in Eorzea. I was worried there for a moment, but all's well that ends well. I'll go share the good news with others. Pray come along. Okay.
But now, I'm afraid I need to find a vendor. No, I really do. My inventory is getting quite full.
I suppose I'll sit here. The FF16 reveal. Do you mind clarifying what you mean, Mekami? Because last I checked, all we had was a trailer, which didn't really show much. So please elaborate. Okay, so I did talk about the trailer. It didn't show much. Oh, God. Hang on. I'm trying to put it into my head. God, I have so many of these stupid parasols. Get out of my inventory. I mean, the bank quest is legit, in my opinion. Yeah, pretty sure my exact phrasing was literally, oh. I don't mean to sound dismissive, it's just they have given us so little to go off of. Focusing on summoned creatures? Okay, I'm with that. We did that in 9, we did that in 4, and we did that in 10, and I think that was good in all of those. We also did that in 14, while we're on the subject. 14 also has a focus on summoned creatures. But the move away from turn-based, I mean... What was the last FF that was turn-based at this point? It would be 10. 10-2 was ATB. 12 was full real-time. 12 was MMO. 13 was ATB. 13.2 was ATB. 13.3 was weird. 15 was full real-time. These were all going to go to the Domans, if you're wondering why. Just I have a bunch of green sitting around in my inventory. Why not sell them in the Doman Enclave? I'm full for the week, and I don't feel like waiting, and my inventory is literally full. So, needed to make the room. When Master Gegaruju started insisting on taking Rana from us, I thought all our efforts were for naught. But it seems we've come away with everything we bargained for, and then some. It's all thanks to you. It really was quite remarkable how he changed his tune after you just gave him a single glance. Clearly you possess remarkable powers of persuasion. At any rate, I suppose a short sojourn here could benefit us all. Rana seems eager to let you know, to get to know the dancers here, and I must attend administrative tasks, so go do your thing. Okay. Well, if it isn't my star pupil, you couldn't have come at a better time. A messenger arrived in the last 5 seconds. It would appear Master Gegaruju has received a response from his friends in the Sultanate. As for the details, he would deliver them to us in person. Why don't you go ahead to his villa? I will fetch Ranat to come along shortly. I'm going to make a quick detour, though. Just really quick. That would be Man with a Machine Gun, by the way. I guess we'll talk to him first. I'll talk about the turn-based thing in a sec. Don't worry. I will. Why does he have... And why is she... Whatever. Well, I'm going to stop doing that voice. If it isn't my second favorite dancer. Good news, my boy. Thanks to the highest recommendation of yours truly, my friends at the Syndicate would be more than happy to host one of your performances in Ul'dah. That outfit looks supremely uncomfortable, especially in the humid heat that they've got to be in over here. You have our deepest gratitude, Master Gegaruju. Truly, your generosity knows no bounds. Yeah, think nothing of it. Your performance gave me a thrill I'll not soon forget, and while I'd love nothing more than to keep you all my own, I'd be remiss if I didn't share the most remarkable discovery with the rest of the realm. That goes for you in particular, my lovely Rana. You may be a little rough on the edges, but that just adds to your untamed, dare I say, feral allure. Nothing would make me happier than to go down in history as the man who introduced your beauty to Eorzea. Master Gegaruju, you're making me blush. I'll take me. I simply can't bear the thought you performed on the stage for last time. You'll surely grace me with one final farewell performance, won't you? Surely, after all I've done for you. Our apologies, but we must not keep our audience in the Sultanate waiting. After all, this is but the second stop in our journey, a journey we must see through to the end. And besides, while your words do Rana and us all great honor, I'd remind you the girl is still an apprentice. Excess praise can lead to an overconfidence to carelessness.
And carelessness to untimely fall. Do you hear?
Do you hear me, Rana? No matter what glowing words your admirers may heap upon you, remember your journey as a dancer has only just begun. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground, lest you stumble on the road to achieving your full potential. Of course. And it's truly inspiring to have such a devoted fan, is it not? It helped me appreciate how much I've blossomed as a dancer in such a short time. I don't mean to make light of your achievements. I only ask that you stay focused on the task at hand. Hone your craft. Do not let yourself get swept away by unchecked emotions. And with that, we should take our leave. Master Gegaruju, we thank you for your patronage. When our business is done, we will return to fully express our gratitude. You need not feel compelled to travel with us. I trust you will have matters of your own that we will tend on the way. We shall await you in Ul'dah. Alright. And now it's off to Ul'dah, which is on another planet. Well, it makes sense in context, I swear. Turn-based combat, let me go ahead and give my opinion very quickly here. My ignorant, stupid, foolish, pointless, irrelevant opinion. I don't think turn-based combat is part of an era. I think it's just a concept, right? I don't think it's an old thing or a new thing. I think that's an irrelevant comparison. I think that turn-based combat is just a design choice. Now, I'd be totally cool with a Final Fantasy that does turn-based combat again. Frankly, one of my favorite turn-based RPGs of all time, in terms of pure mechanics, is FF10, which I think did an excellent job of the system. And I think it worked very well there. FF10 had other issues, but that's neither here nor there. So if they made an FF16 that had turn-based combat, sure. Dancer. I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like. Did I never get the samurai? Oh, whatever. Thought I did. I actually agree, Mekami. I think they should do whatever they think is best. Which means, like with you, I don't think they should lock themselves into one or the other. Just, what do you want to do? Oh, you want to do this? Okay. Then do it. And so it shall be done. It will be interesting. I don't have many expectations for Cyberpunk, but it will be interesting to go through it. What if they do want to do All the Bravest too? Well, that is when we need to send them into the hospital, because they've clearly gone around the bend. Okay. Well, this should be interesting. Let's see how this looks in a cutscene, shall we? There we go. I will say this. I think that, historically speaking, I think that Square's developers have tried a little bit too hard to reinvent the wheel each time. Which is a shame, because they have occasionally stumbled upon something that is, frankly, brilliant, and then they immediately abandoned it, right? Which is a little frustrating. Yeah, FF5, and 6, and 7, and you get the idea. How do we look? I mean, that's actually not as bad as I thought, but like I'm sorry, the first thing I see is the single peacock feather dangling from our belt or something. So this is Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert, but we're not here to see the sights. No, we must decide upon a suitable venue for our next performance. As a matter of fact, I already have an idea. I was thinking we might put on a show in Stone's Throw, a settlement outside of town, said to be the home to the poor, the downtrodden. Are you sure of this? I agree the art should be enjoyed by the low-born as well as the high, but is some glorified shantytown the best place to find an audience here? I would have it no other way. Now listen to me, Lord. Listen very carefully. How did you change outfits so quickly? You will recall I told you that the Kriegstance has the unique power to clear minds and hearts of worries, to lift the spirits of all who behold it. Put another way, bringing joy and succor to the skirned and suffering is no less than our calling in life. Then why are you a DPS class instead of a healer? In Limsa as well, our audience included many who were down on their luck, and yet it did not seem those troubles weighed so heavily on their hearts. Mayhap this is a remnant of their pirate heritage, a flagon of ale in hand, and a song on their lips, and all the cares fade away. Ul'dah is different. Here I feel the scars of the calamity run deeper, particularly among those who lack the coin necessary to rebuild their lives to their satisfaction. Stone's Throw it will be. I can think of no more place in need of what we offer. You there, halt! Halt, I say. I'm evil. You're the dancing troupe that's come at the invitation of the Syndicate. Yes, on the authority of the Brass Blades, we command you to desist at once. Corruption! Guys, it's a corrupt cop. I'm sorry, that's not fair. These guys are legitimized bandits, I think is the nicest thing I can say about these guys. And these are the good ones. Fear not, you have done not wrong, it's just Stone's Throw is not safe for visitors these days, you see. A group of real rabble-rousers have been causing trouble of late. You know how it is, protests, riots, all sorts of unpleasant business. Of course, their anger is targeted directly at Ul'dah's upper crust. Like as not, they'd leave you as a troupe of performers. Still, the Syndicate cannot accept the risk of honored guests suffering an untimely injury. Or worse. We appreciate your concern, but I can assure you it's wholly unnecessary. All the members of my troupe are well trained in the art of self-defense. We are more than capable of taking care of ourselves. That's right. Besides, healing suffering and strife across the realm is precisely the reason we come here. Whatever sort of struggle your people face, why not let us look into the matter, see if we can't resolve it. It's a gracious offer, but no. Keeping the peace is our sworn duty, and one we cannot simply impose on our guests. Besides, we are trained soldiers, and you are not. For your own safety, you should take leave of this place at once. You realize I'm the Warrior of Light. Star Destroyer! I know I don't look like one right now, but trust me. An adventurer, and one who knows his way around Ul'dah, you say. Perhaps you are fit to investigate the matter after all. Very well. You and your friends may carry on. Just promise you won't go looking for trouble. That's literally what we're going to do. Oh, never mind. White Mantle. Oh, God. Oh, God. But the best part is the White Mantle are different things at different points in history. And all of them are bad. Mistress Nashmira, leave this to me. I'll dance up a storm for these poor fools, calm their hearts, and put an end to any riots or uprisings. I admire your spirit, but I cannot shake that great danger does indeed lurk here. You may only go if Lore accompanies you, and you must promise you will not leave his side. Alright, more the merrier. Interesting. It's right outside. I'd be curious what this looks like on a female model, but whatever. Yeah, we have, canonically, as of this point in time, killed many gods and one primal. Or one primal, sorry, one Ascian. Wait, that's the outfit? I guess it is. I can see the peacock feathers there. They're just red. Okay. There you are. Let's get started. We have the same outfit on. One of us is going to have to change. Let's get started, shall we? Our first task is to figure out who's behind these riots. Why don't we split up, ask around, and see what turns up. Don't tell me you're worried about that silly promise I made her. Come on now. She worries too much. You saw me on the stage. Do I look like someone who can't take care of herself? Now let's see the townspeople. Okay. Well, let me get on my flying Magitech armor really quick here. Riots? Yeah, we've had some trouble of late. Won't catch me dead getting myself involved. Whoever's behind it, I wish you'd just bugger off and give us some peace and quiet. Of course, that don't stop the brass blades from glaring at me askance every time they run through the neighborhood. Not that I blame them, I suppose. Rumor has it the culprit's an expert in throwing the authorities off their trail. Oh, quiet. Oh, because it's nighttime. Right. Looking for some rabble-rousing rioter, you say? I might know a thing or two. What's it to ye? None of us in Stone's Throw have much love for the rich, this much is true. Still, it wasn't until lately when someone started talking about actually giving them their due. Thought they were just talking big, but lately it seems they've been putting plot into action. No. You have abused the poor, and the poor are rising up. I have never seen that happen before in anything. Ever. Hey, you there. You're friends with that Mikote girl? You want the fancy dress? It's raining. Oh my god, imagine her outfit in the rain. She was asking about the riots, you know? Well, would you believe I actually saw her talking with one of the blackguards responsible for it all? Last I saw, he was leading her away somewhere. I'd go after her if I were you. I mean, I wouldn't. Never had the nerve for that sort of thing, but I reckon you should. Sure. Yeah, we could literally pass between either dimensions or planets. Not sure which. To continue to my earlier comment about high-tier stories versus low-tier stories, I do kind of wish, and by kind of I mean I substantially wish. Oh god, I think I'm actually level 80 right now. Yep. That we had an MMO in the style of 14, WoW, or Guild Wars 2, or ESO, or STO, or whatever, where we played someone down here, you know? I'm down for that. I like a good low-tier story. I think that'd be awesome. It's just, I also, in the exact same vein, appreciate a high-tier story when we are a Star Destroyer. Or when we've been to space. Oh, Laura, you really saved my skin. This man told me to take me to the rider's hideout, and he led me here, and... well, so I'm not entirely sure what I witnessed. It was the strangest thing. As soon as he brought me here, his body began to sway and spin in the strangest way. If I didn't know it better, I'd say he was dancing. We can talk about it when we're back in safer environs. I should probably summon the brass blades and file an official report. Meanwhile, could you return to the city and let Mistress Nashmira know I'm alright? And tell her I'm sorry for breaking my word. The brass blade should be here any minute now. Could you go return? Sorry. Sure. Ul'dah, the best city in the game that isn't Ishgard. It's just better in every way than Ishgard. Okay, that's not true. Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as I thought about getting from point A to point B, I was like, wait, no. Ishgard is better laid out from a gameplay perspective. In fact, it's probably the best laid out city in the game from a purely gameplay perspective. I see. I had a feeling this would happen. Do not blame yourself. I'm glad you're liking him, Zero. Do not blame yourself, Lore. You are not her keeper. I will deal with the girl myself when she returns. That said, I am curious. What can you tell me of the strange device she said her would-be captors were performing? Or the strange dance, excuse me. Good news, friends. Thanks to your efforts, we have apprehended the firebrand. Peace should be returning to Stone Throw for now, at least for till the next rabble-rouser decides to fan the flames. We do something about the poor, but they're the poor. Scrum! Ul'dah in a nutshell. Still, there's one part of the story that does not sit well with me. The girl claims she saw her captor dancing, but those we took into custody swear to me the last man they remember no such thing. They deny they were dancing. But why would they need to lie about something so innocuous when they have already been convicted of a far more heinous crime? It's not precisely a lie. You see, from here the tale gets even stranger. They claim to have vague recollection of their bodies moving, but they insist they had absolutely no intention of doing so. They even go on to say they couldn't even remember where or why they came up with the idea to riot in the first place. On the contrary, they seemed relieved, as if some evil spirit had vanished from them. It sounds like our friends have been partaking in a particularly unstable and unsavory alchemical concoction. At any rate, the brass blades will be taking over the investigation from here. Thank you for your assistance. Please carry on the performance with our blessing. I'm sorry. I should have stayed with Laura, like you said. Together, I'm sure we could have worked things out peacefully. In the end, I was not even able to dance a single step. Just as the Kriegstance can enthrall and inspire, so can it serve us in battle. A true dancer must be prepared for both possibilities at all times. Lore was able to display his skills as a dancer in battle today, and I suspect it is for that very reason your would-be captors... but never mind that. Rana, you disappoint me. It is not the lack of dancing prowess that led to your failure today. No, it was overconfidence that led you to stray from your partner's side. When the troupe FFXIV dances, we dance as one. We dance to stir hearts and lift spirits, not merely to show off our skills. And our admirers might shower us with empty praise. I thought you understood this, but it's clear you have much to learn. I'm sorry, mistress. I promise I will not repeat my mistake. Forgive me for making you suffer the girl's foolishness, Lore. Although she has grown in skill, it's clear she is more a child in more ways than one. I can only hope she will take today's lesson to heart, lest she eventually pay the price. Being a dancer is more about knowing how to move your feet. It's being tough. I must be tougher on Rana than anyone, lest troupe FFXIV fail to carry out its sworn duty. I see you're confused by my words. Don't worry. All will become evident in due time. Yes, you will understand all too well what must be done to purge this land. With that, I must prepare for our forthcoming performance. This time, I'll be asking Rana to take the stage alone. She may consider it her opportunity to reflect on her actions and, God's willing, learn and grow from her missteps. Meanwhile, perhaps it would be best if you too returned to your training. If you and Rana truly mean to bring out the best in one another, both of you will need to work harder than ever before. Farewell for now. Come meet me when it's time to move on. Now I believe it's time I do some investigating of my own. Dun dun dun. So it looks like I made the right call. These quests are probably only going to give about 2 million XP total. So, ahem. 5 seconds later. Good to see you! You'll be pleased to hear that our exhibition in the Sultanate was a rousing success. 5 seconds. They did a whole thing in 5 seconds. That is damned impressive. Rana gave quite the inspired performance. It would seem the girl has indeed taken her lessons to heart. That leaves Gridania as the final stop on our three-nation tour. I mean to depart immediately, but I must confess the curious developments at Ul'dah have given me pause. On our arrival, let us first pay respect to the Adder's Nest and inquire as any strange happenings in town. Don't ask me why, but I think it's best to remain vigilant 00. I mean, regular vigilant. Good night, SJ. You have a good one. We are an all-male Mikote establishment offering a safe haven for roleplay and light romantic platonic encounters. I love how many people are AFK in town, too. While we're on the subject. It's in chat, right there. I got 3 guild spams. Laura, I'm sorry to say my fears have been well-founded. Gridania, too, has seen its fair share of local social unrest of late. Pray explain the situation to my colleagues, good sir. You're familiar with Desquite, yes? Clan of Ilazan, who eschew the shackles of urban life and choose to live in isolation. For the most part, both sides choose to leave the other well enough alone. Recently, however, things have taken a troubling turn. Groups of Duskwites have been assembling for reasons unknown, holding secret gatherings on the outskirts of the forest. Whatever their aim, we can be certain it's nothing good. The Twin Adder... Damn it, Bonclad. The Twin Adders content to let them be, provided they do us no harm, but when they turn to thieving and threatening our way of life, we simply cannot turn a blind eye. To say that tensions between Duskwite and the citizens have been rising would be an understatement. To this point, troublemakers among the Duskwite have been primarily acting alone, which makes the manner in which they are now plotting something together in plain sight all the more concerning. Some here in the nest even believe that they are sowing the seeds for a violent uprising. As fortune would have it, these Duskwite rabble-rousers have recently been sighted with particular frequency in the immediate vicinity of our venue where we'd hoped to perform. Needless to say, we must address the immediate danger before we can even think of going together with the performance. Today, Lore, Rana, let's say we investigate the matter. Together, this time. Consider it done. I'll make up for my failure. Just you watch me. I'll kill their hearts with my dance. Soothe their hearts with my dance. Riding with the... But you're not a healer! Okay, I'm sorry. I get the really strong vibe that they were thinking of, like... Because you know how development cycles are, right? Everything's not made linearly when it comes to production. Do you get the really strong vibe that when they were mapping out the story here, they were still thinking of Dancer as a healer? Or a support class? I mean, we have buffs. 3 buffs. Thank you, friends. That settles it then. Leave the matter of the Duskwhite demagogues to my colleagues here. Suppose there would be merit in delegating the task to you rather than risking fanning the flames between the Duskites and our own citizens. But you're a dance troupe, are you not? Are you certain your friends here are up to the task of suppressing an armed revolt? You can be assured they are. For what it's worth, I too will be accompanying Rana and Lore to ensure everything's in order. Besides, there's something I wish to confirm with my own eyes. Sorry, I'm checking the color on the lights. I actually have a remote for the lighting. And it feels like it's on the wrong setting. I guess not. Let's go. With that, we should be on our way. The Duskwites in question are said to be congregating at the Southern Shroud. Well, let's go! Now it's just red. We can also do green. Just green. Just blue. Is yellow visible? Yellow's barely... You can barely tell that yellow's even there. Look at that. You can kind of tell. It's also purple. The best color. We'll just leave it on purple for a minute. Let's see. Where are we going? Quarry Mill. It's time to do POTD. Gotta get to floor 200. Solo. Yeah, there's also, like, flashing things. I'm not sure why you'd want flashing. And, you can also do, like, this. This is just weird, I think, right here. Look at this. Here, watch this for a sec. This is disorienting. Like, I can see it reflecting on the insides of my glasses. Yay, flying is awesome. According to the regulars here, the Duskwhite... Oh, the behemoth fight. The Duskwhite troublemakers were seen not too long ago to the northeast of here, and that's not all. A rumor says they were, and I quote, gyrating and undulating in a most curious way. Whatever it was we witnessed in Thanalan, it seems likely it's afflicted by the people here as well. We must investigate with all due speed. Oh, Red Mage has managed it? Nice. Welcome back, Mikami. I'm glad you decided not to hate me. I'm sorry, that sounds like a joke, but I do feel bad every time I speak ill of something someone loves. I mean, it's not a hard concept to understand, is it? Imagine if someone walked up to me and was like, God, FF6 is just such a crap game. Like, there's nothing interesting about the combat, and the characters are so vanilla and flat, and I'm just sitting here going, yep, no one would like that game. Oh God, what am I doing with my life? Anyways, I'm probably the only one who has that problem. Let's move on. Lore, Mistress Nishmira, I think I saw something over there in the bushes. FF13 is clearly the best Final Fantasy. But Frostmourn's in the other room, Regibrock. Well, actually, 5 of my Frostmourns are currently stuck in Gaia, but that's going to be true until, like, Tuesday. That's it, the same creepy dance I saw in Ul'dah. The Dance of the Damned. Yes, it's as I feared. I'll explain everything in good time. For the moment, just leave them to me. It's an evil curse dance. Of course it is. Begone, meddlers, leave us to our dancing. What is with that float? Meanwhile, Rax is over in the corner, giving in to conniption fits right now. Oh, thank God it's over. What? And just once, I want someone to show up in FF14 and be like, and now, with my infinite power that I have gained, I will... And then they stop, look at the main character, and just like, I surrender. What? I surrender. I'm done. I'm not fighting that. I'm not fighting that thing. Okay. Still no music, because it's nighttime. We have been doing dancer quests, yes. I don't know what level we're up to. Forgive me, Lauren, thank you. To think I was scolding poor Rana for her overconfidence. In my heyday, I would have made short work of that thing, but alas, those days are long behind me. Yep, she's an old woman now of 23. Don't be so hard on yourself, mistress. We all had our bad days, and besides, it's not like you were just being reckless like me. But never mind, what in the world was that? Creepy dance, strange cloud? Come on, I know you know more than you've let on. I do, and I fully intend to share my knowledge. Once I've seen all that I must see with my two eyes. In the meantime, someone should hand these men over to the Twin Adders. Yeah, she's practically ancient. I suppose you're right, and we must treat your wounds as well. Lore, could I ask you to return to the Adder's Nest and deliver our report? I'll tend to Mistress Neshmira's scratches and see that no other troublemaking Duskwights show up. I mean, you probably know me by now, Mekami, enough to know that I like to hit both sides of that coin. I prefer, would be a better way to put that. I have no problem speaking ill of Final Fantasy VI any more than I have any problem speaking well of Final Fantasy XIII, to stretch the analogy. Someone earlier mentioned the combat is one of the weakest points of FF6. I don't 100% agree. I think it would be slightly more accurate to say that the encounter design is one of the weakest parts of FF6. The bosses in FF6 are some of the weakest the series has ever seen. It's probably its single biggest flaw, I would say. If they had the boss design of, say, 4DS or 7, both of which had much better boss design, then 6 would be a much better game. What's this? You apprehended the Duskrite miscreants for us? Splendid! On behalf of Gridania, you have our gratitude. We will dispatch a unit to the South Shroud at once. I'll tell you where FF6 shines from a gameplay perspective. Dungeon design. They have some of the most well-crafted and well-thought-out dungeons in the FF series. The only one that probably surpasses it is 5. And 5 has the best bosses. 5 also has the best dungeons. Anyways. I would say 6s are at least equal, they just do things differently. Whatever, you get the idea. Apologies for the delay. I'm pleased to report our dancing friends have been handed over to the authorities and Ron has patched up my wounds good as new. With sufficient rest, I should be back up on the stage in no time. Not on my watch you won't. I pray do not overexert yourself. Mistress Neshmira, you need your help. You need your rest. I told you I could have handled the culprits myself. I know, and yet I wanted to be there myself when they awoke. It played out exactly as I expected. They remembered little or nothing of their dancing, their secret gathering, or any of the conversations that led up to it. Just being stubborn, no doubt. Worry not, friends. The Twin Adders will carry out a proper interrogation. And yet, one thing that concerns me, is it true that these events bear striking similarity to a situation in Ul'dah? What we have witnessed is none other than the Totentas, the dance of the damned, and it is our God's given duty as dancers to see it as never danced again. I like how the only one who didn't react was us. Dance of the damned, our mission? What are you rambling about? I thought our mission was to lend strength and succor to the suffering and lift the spirits of the realm. Well, unfortunately, we're not healers. We are DPS. When war and calamity ravage the land and anger filled man's hearts, these emotions fester, reacting with the ether around us, in the air we breathe, the ground beneath our feet, to form etheric manifestations of malaise that spread like a dark cloud across the land. The weak, the downtrodden, the scorned, the suffering. This is very Pandaria, yeah. Sadly, it is these people who oft are the quickest to fall to prey to dark despair. Left unchecked, the shadow fully consumes them, heart, mind. In the end, even control of their very limbs is taken from them. Stripped of the last semblance of sanity, they flail in a manner most hideous. Tales tell of mothers blissfully unaware as they trample their beloved children, men who dance so violently they rip their limbs from their own bodies. What? This is the Totentanz, the dance of the damned. Madness is this. If you speak true, then this damnable dance this damnable dance you speak of arises from fear and danger. Why did it not manifest in the wake of the calamity, in Eorzea's darkest hour? Latest darkest hour. Which has probably been surpassed a few times by now, but anyways. Call me mad, but I think I understand. In times of greatest crisis, just surviving another day requires all the strength we can muster. Mood. People have neither the freedom nor mind to dwell on emotions like hatred or anger. Rana has the right of it. It's precisely at this time, when Eorzea has made great strides in recovery, but deeper wounds go undressed, that people are most susceptible to the damnable dance. So that's why our art was born so many ages ago, not just to drive darkness from people's heart in a figurative sense, but to literally cast out etheric shadows and free the afflicted. This sounds a lot like a healer quest, I'm just saying. Yes, this is the truth of Troupe Falseum, passed down from principle to principle for generations. What I did for the Duskwights was to use my dance to extract the darkness from their hearts and give it physical form. From that, it can be struck down and banished. It has been several centuries since the menace of Totentanz has reared its ugly head, and to be honest, when we first came to Eorzea, I was unsure as to what we would encounter, so not to worry the two of you overmuch, I kept the truth from you. And now that I have seen it with my own eyes... Kidding, Roger Brock. We must chase the shadow of Totentanz from this realm. I beg forgiveness for the secrecy, my friends, and ask you lend me your aid. Okay. But only because it's raining. Again, the rain's just following us. Of course you can count on us. After all, we're the dancers of Troupe Falseum too. And it's like you always say, a dancer never abandons her partner. Why should you have to carry the burden of saving the whole realm by yourself? Eorzea, it's like saying it's like saying Greece, Harriet. In fact, that's kind of the mentality I've had for a long time. You know, if Garlemald is Rome, Eorzea is the Greek city-states. You know? Dinky, relatively speaking, but certainly a lot of variety. And not unified, at least not until more recently. Thank you, Danielle Picapau, for the bits. You know the question. Rana, Lore... After all my harsh words and hidden truths, you are far too kind. I must confess I am still struggling to understand all this, but one thing is clear. This dancing epidemic you speak of poses a grave danger to our realm. I will contact the other companies and apprise them of the threat. Should there be any reports of similar phenomena, we will likely call on you to deal with the matter. Forgive the imposition, but this is clearly beyond our ability. Leave it to us. Nothing would honor us more if the nations of Eorzea would place their trust in Troupe Falseum and allow us to perform for their people. Bits. There they are. Yo, Pika Pow. Last Guardian. You got it. And with that, only Ishgard and Ala Mhigo remain. Of the two, Ishgard has had the more time for its people to recover. Let us go there. Maybe we should put on more clothing for Ishgard. Just a thought. We must dispel the darkness for good, lest it simply drift on until it finds a suspecting host. We will be needing your strength more than ever. Da, da, da. And with that, I too should prepare myself. Our last true act draws ever closer at hand. Yeah, so far I'm not digging the dancer quests, I'll be real. The Gunbreaker had some interesting stuff, especially for Boja, but this is just kind of like, okay. Oh, also, why would you think the Dancers are a healer class? So let's see. In Final Fantasy V, Dancer was mostly a support position with one DPS variant to it. In Final Fantasy Tactics, Dancer are 100% a support position. What other Dancers have we had in the FF series? Because most of the time, like, a lot of characters tend to be a class from 4 onwards. But I'm struggling to think of a character that was a dancer in a Final Fantasy game. Apparently dancers are healers in 11 as well. There you go. That's another thing. So they're support DPS, pure support, and healers. I'm not complaining, you know, because I do like Dancer, it's just... Anyways. Laura, your timing is impeccable. I just received word from Ishgard. The powers that be have decided to welcome Troupe Falsame with open arms. Fortunately, there's no rumors to suggest Totentans has already struck the city or any of the surrounding regions. Yet, word has it that some of the less privileged citizens have been growing increasingly vocal of late. Not entirely unlike what we witnessed in Ul'dah. We must be vigilant. So let's go. Yep, let's go. Let's go. Okay. I've actually heard good stuff about Gods and Monsters. In fact, what I've been hearing about Gods and Monsters is that it's the best game that nobody's talking about. You know, one of those situations. I, of course, wouldn't know. Oh yeah, Songstress, 10-2. I didn't even think about that. Which is also a support and healing class. Keeping the trend going. Gotta hate being in Ishgard. It's the worst town in the whole game. I can't even say that with a straight face. I'll tell you this. This town has the best song of any of the towns, bar none. Ugh, my arms and legs feel like they're going to freeze and snap off. How can you even bear this? I've gotten used to it. I suppose adventurers like you get to experience all sorts of climbs in your travel. Perhaps with time I'll get used to it too. Anyhow, our first order of business is to pay respect to our hosts. I've been told that one Sir Handaloop awaits us at a place they call the Congregation. Well, let's go. Right. Well, that's going to be Tuesday, Mechkami, so whoever's there is really what that's going to boil down to, yeah. I'll be healing. Assuming I get my gear up. I may have to do a few roulettes. More roulettes, just to get some gear for that. Alright, Michael, I'm ready. Guys, we need to descend upon Mr. Yedmorv with a fire and a fury the moment he admits his favorite Final Fantasy is anything other than whatever ours is. Alright. Let's do it. I'm ready. What do you got? I'm loose. Oh, right. Sorry, jumped the gun. Well met, Lore. It's always a pleasure to welcome you back to Ishgard, though I must say I did not expect to see you as a member of a traveling troupe. Just wait till you see him on the stage. He's a sight to behold. Oh, but forgive me. My name's Ala Mhigo, and thank you for opening the gates to your favorite troupe. The pleasure is ours. I confess I found the report from our friends in the Twin Headers regarding this Dance of the Damned somewhat difficult to believe, but if even a great hero like Mr. Runner here would come all the way for this purpose, I would be a fool to dismiss the threat. And yet I have questions. The instructions from your mistress Nashmiras called for the rounding up of prominent members of the commoner class and seating them in front and center in your performance. I did not object, of course, but what purpose does this serve? Totentaz is a plague that spreads from one man's heart to the next, and those whose hearts weigh heaviest with anger, fear, and unease are often the first to fall to its clutches. If we can assemble influential members of the community and free their hearts from the shadow before disaster strikes, these men and women could in turn raise the spirits of their peers. Mr. Stamir believes this is our best hope for curtailing the spread of the Totentons. And the leaders go, others will follow. I suppose it's logical. Very well, I've already identified suitable persons, and had them rounded up and then executed. In front of their fellows. I love that too, Harriet. Oh hey, is that a Star Destroyer in a dancing outfit? I mean, it's better than that thing, am I right? Anyways. Why would you make a Star Wars game about singing and dancing? Might as well make it a rhythm game at that point. Anyways, there's nothing wrong with liking George of Cerberus. Sorry, I never actually responded to you. But, as I've said before, on the base of it, there's really nothing wrong with liking anything, within reason. As long as you don't like torturing animals for fun, I think we're cool, you know? Talk about an imposing audience. Yeah, tell me about it. They're being killed right now. Let's give them a show to remember. Oh, and let's keep the true purpose of the performance to ourselves, okay? We don't want to cause a panic. You have got to be freezing. Ladies and gentlemen, fair citizens of the Holy See, hailing from distant in the east, we are the troupe Falsame. Today we dance for the for you, the Kriegstans, an ancient art passed down to us from days of yore. Yes, that was the joke, Final Cloud. No! The Kriegstans was born on the battlefield. It is a dance that brings healing and succor. Your people suffered for too long the horrors of the Dragon Song War. Let our performance fill your hearts. Could we have like a stage? Do we have to ask these people to stand out in the snow? On the snow? Like, I feel like this isn't helping. Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Let the torture begin. I've never seen the dancing like this before. It stirs the depths of my soul. That's not your soul. Just watching her, I could feel my anger and pain melting away. And now... What the frell? I was gonna say, now it's my job. My turn. And pay no mind to the ominous clouds, it's all part of the performance. Troupe Falsame spares no expenses in treating our audience to a spectacle for the senses. Could you do something, Mr. Hero? I guess. God, I love Dancer. Alright, so... Thanks for the support, Zira. I'm sorry. Just Dancer is nuts. If just I don't know. I love Dancer. It's a great class. Anyways, as much as I'm weirded out that it's not a healer, they did do a good job with designing it. So credit where credit is due. Oh yeah, it's something we've never really given a positive for, have we? Class design. We've reviewed several RPGs, but class design usually isn't a thing because most RPGs have customization, not classes. Well, we're only going to review two for this one. Gunbreaker and Dancer. This may or may not surprise you, but I'm going to give a positive to both. Oop, oop. I'm going to give a 6 to both. That's how good these are. This is just that great. When I suddenly receive invitation to this performance, I didn't know what to expect, but that was simply remarkable. Ever since the show ended, my mind has cleared, my troubles don't seem so bad anymore. I'm not even upset that I haven't eaten in 3 weeks. Oh god! I feel the same. I must say, the last scene where the fearsome Shadow Beast appeared was particularly dramatic and invigorating. It's the strangest feeling. Even though my lot in life hasn't changed, I think I'll be able to face tomorrow with my head held high. Yay! You folks are too kind. I thank you, one and all. Never in my life have I felt so proud to be a dancer. Oh, totally, Pika. Nothing quite like seeing all the smiling, satisfied faces, don't you agree? Just the thought of that we were able to bring a measure of happiness and hope to those people makes all the training worthwhile. So we were able to do it. I'm just going to start going through this a little bit faster because she's not saying much here. We're going back to Gridania to share good tidings. I will race you there. Hang on, just for 0 here. Okay, we're done, we're done. Thankfully, 0 can't cast Holy on me. Yeah, this is... I don't know if this is negative worthy, but this is totally not positive worthy when it comes to quests. Like, this is not only kind of disinteresting, this is the bad kind of retconning. AKA, this is the sort of thing we probably should have heard about well before now. And they're just like, hey, you remember this thing that we've never talked about before? That's always been here? You know, it's one of those things. And yeah, it's super got a filler vibe. I'm going to start reading at my pace and just kind of summarize if that's okay with you guys. So, the lady's gone. She has taken a leave of absence of her own volition. She's gone to meet Master Gigarujo. She's in Ala Mhigo. We're going to Ala Mhigo without her, and she has a real outfit on, which actually looks a lot better on her. That's funny. Does she actually trust us? If the acknowledgement. No, I remember Harand. I'm not sure I agree. I'll think about it. She believes in our ability to hold affairs. Ala Mhigo is already... We must train with greater discipline than ever. You must go level harder than we've ever leveled before. Ready? Okay, we're 70. Oh. That's the hardest leveling I've ever done. We did it, and we're finally going to get technical step. Great news! Post-Mogul just dropped off this letter. No, I did read it, Harand. I'm not ignoring you. I'm still debating. Alright. It's time to go to Ala Mhigo. This is where it is. There's totally a plague there, maybe. We need to help the resistance. We need to help the villagers. Rana, Lore, the success of our tour and the very success of the troupe Falsame itself rides on you. I'm counting you to rise to the occasion. Oh, I do, Mechkami, trust me. WoW Vanilla still had dead levels, which most MMOs don't have anymore. Actually, let me rewind that. WoW Vanilla had dead levels and hell levels. Sorry, I was actually using the wrong terminology. Dead levels are dumb. That's a separate thing. Hell levels. Hell levels is any stretch of leveling, which usually by coincidence and confluence of other design decisions is just worse. It's just awful to level through that range. I know I've said this before, but back in WoW Vanilla, you would reach a point where you have done every quest in the game that is available to you, and you would be too low level to accept the next tier of quests. So you get to go just straight up grind. Just straight grind. Just go kill boars. Yep, it's the mid-40s, and it's awful. It was bad. To be clear, there are 3 zones for that. It was Feralos, Hinterlands, and Tanarus. And you would finish all 3 zones and be just stuck there going, well, the hell levels sucked. It's actually why the first zone to ever get a revamp in WoW history was Dustwallow, to try and smooth out the hell levels. Dead levels is when you level and you get nothing. Now, there's actually a more recent problem, which is kind of like Dead Level 2.0, or Dead Level Plus, where you not only get nothing, you actually get weaker. Looking at you, BFA. But that's a dead level. A dead level is a level that might as well not even be there. It's one of the reasons why when WoW squished their levels down to 60 from 110, I was in favor of that. Oh, there you are. Have you seen her mistress? She's not here. I found outfits. Mum's the word on the Evil Plague. Solo only instance. Let's do it. Elder Scrolls doesn't have hell levels because Elder Scrolls doesn't really have need levels. I mean, I can literally beat Oblivion at level 4. That's not a joke or an exaggeration. So close and yet so far. For those who cannot make the voyage to our home, we bring our art to yours. Dude, Desolor was amazing. You mean DOS 2, Cashel? And the answer to your question is yes. No one's going to be available for 10 hours a day for like a week and a half, Cashel. Doesn't work that way. Like Rax showing up for the FF7R1 run, that was a pretty unique circumstance. Anyways. Today we performed the ancient art of our ancestors, a spectacle, the Craigstons. It's super amazing. Yeah, Rax also had to plan around that well in advance. And I imagine, I haven't actually talked to him about it, but we will probably be doing a similar thing once FF7R2 comes out. That's at his purview, of course. Because I don't know what his life's going to be like at that point, and that's years out. Like, to my knowledge, we don't even have an ETA range for that. Oh, come on. I was going to say, it's probably going to even worse stuff here, given what the Ala Mhigans have been through. I can't think of the name of it either, Mechkami. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's my favorite zone of the Alliance zones in BFA. Hi! Friendly wave. It's part of the show, guys. It's part of the show. Drustvar. Drustvar. Or Drustvar. I think they pronounce it both ways. Tierguard Sound had some good quests, but it was always the stuff with what's-his-face, the Han Solo wannabe. I don't mean that as an insult. He's a great character. Look at their enraptured faces. The excitement is almost palpable. Let's fight the boss. Okay, very minor point. I like the idle in-combat animation of the dancer. I'm doing it right there, the kind of tapping on your feet thing. Yeah, that. I like it. It's very simple. God damn it. Why? Be buffed. dances in their hearts. There's a shadow, and another. Honestly, I'd say it's because Gerudo Valley doesn't actually play over and over like this, Michael. If you think about it. Now, this, as you are seeing, is not the song playing over and over again. You have not experienced it, or maybe you have, I don't know. But what Rax and I are referencing is so much worse than this. I want you to imagine hearing this song roughly once a minute for literally hours. Picture hearing this first minute of this song roughly 60 times a day for days, and you might have a closer idea of why Rax and I are both just like, ugh. Yes, they'll all die. Sid pops his head in, screaming. That's a lot. Oh my god. We're no match for them. No, I think we got this. Actually, no, this song is from another game, and that's the game we're referencing, Mike. That's all. Because like you say, for example, in Gerudo Valley, could certainly be considered a similarly irritating song, but it plays substantially less, even if you played Ocarina many, many times. Oh, I don't even have the ability. Oh, I do. It's right there. To give it a bit of a comparison, since you've obviously played Ocarina of Time, I want you to imagine for a moment that every time you zoned, there was just a little ditty that played. And you just get to hear it. Every single time. Doesn't matter what the song is, doesn't matter how good it is. That's no longer relevant at that stage, you know what I mean? And I use that, I know that sounds like it's not a perfect analogy, but I thought about that. Because nothing in Ocarina of Time really, that's true, Bragwin, we have Broad in chat right now. Because nothing in Ocarina of Time is as repetitive as a gameplay action as the things we're referencing. Like, say, Persona 5. So the closest equivalent would be, imagine if you just heard that, where are you going? Over and over and over, and you kind of got an idea. And yeah, that's not a bad comparison, Pika. Those of you who have played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, well, the Cinderella world. Exactly, Michael. This is my entire point. The developers have tools at their disposal to prevent the repetitive problem from happening. And thus, that's why it bothers me so much when it happens, because it's such an avoidable problem. No, Valvatrix. Not on female or male, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, bikinis are nice and all, but I prefer something a little bit more complimentary than just showing, you know? My opinion. I should totally look up that song right now, the Birth by Sleep song. And we did it. Mistress, I knew you wouldn't miss our grand finale, and your dancing, you were every bit as enchanting as I remembered from all those years ago. Sharing the stage with you was truly a dream come true. I simply had to make amends for my embarrassing display in Gridania, did I not? My wounds had all but healed, so I redoubled my training efforts after I arrived in Ala Mhigo. I dare say I feel as spry as I have in years. And yet there can be no doubt you and Lore were the stars today. To think you've come so much far in a short period of time. Maybe I should have admired your performance from the wings instead of stepping in. Tut tut, Mira. I seem to recall you telling me just the other day the girl was not ready for the spotlight. Her? You know me, Lemin. I am strict with my students because I expect only the best from them, and these two have done me proud today. Fancy meeting you here, Lore. I must admit, it gave me quite a start when my Mira here told me you, of all people, had joined her troupe. Mira and I go far, far back, you know. After those horrific events unfolded in Ul'dah, I hid away in Thavnir for a time. It was then when we first made each other's acquaintance. Song and dance go together well, needless to say, and our friendship rapidly blossomed. When she turned to me for assistance in planning Troupe Falsame's tour of Eorzea, I was more than happy to do my part. It does not surprise me an accomplished adventurer would have many friends across the realm, but never would I suspected you and my dear Lamin were so close. Truly, fate must have brought us together for a reason. I feel the same. Your presence alone has motivated me in ways I could never have thought possible. You have given me courage, strength, determination to be more than what I was. You're welcome. I thought I recognized that face from somewhere. From Liberator of Ala Mhigo to Traveling Performer. Damn it, Harriet, your point just keeps being made here. Not a path I'd have predicted, but I'm hardly surprised to see you emerge triumphant in whatever you do. It was a performance for the ages. Here in Alagana, we don't get much exposure to foreign culture. Rather stimulating, that was. Especially the grand finale where we chased off the bloody shadow beasts. Got the blood pumping. I only wish there was more we could do to show our appreciation. I think nothing of it. Just knowing we brought a measure of joy to Ala Mhigo in its time of need is reward enough for us. You're too kind, Miss. The road ahead of us is a long one, but thanks to you, we can always try to out it with the spring. Farewell. For a second, I thought he'd realized the true nature, but no, the threat is gone. No one's the wiser. Yay. It was heartening indeed. Now we should prepare for departure. I, too, should be on my way. Pleasure to see you both. Bye. Bye. Star Destroyer. How does a Star Destroyer say goodbye? With a tractor beam or with turbo lasers? I have no water. I'm going to turn this in and procure some water and then do the last quest. And then we'll see where we're at with Castrum. It's getting later, so the odds of a Castrum run are going up, so that's nice. The Turbo Tractor Beam. I mean, yeah, I can interrupt this if I have to, Rex. In order to have timing. I am going to do one thing really quick. Actually, I'm going to do two things really quick while I teleport over here. So I'll be right back, because I really do need a drink. I just... Playing FF14, guys, I need a drink. I bet you guys could guess my favorite song in Kingdom Hearts. In general, really, but specifically in Birth by Sleep. Although I haven't really analyzed... Like, I need to get a hold of the soundtrack for 3, because I haven't done that yet. And I don't mean the one they sell. I mean the one that's ripped. I just gotta look that up right now while I'm wandering down here. Let's see. Search. Kingdom Hearts 3. Wrong person. See, that's kind of a cool outfit. Hers there? Does it, Rex? I thought... I'm probably mistaken then. I believe you. Rayman Legends. Lore, I'm so touched. You really did come to see us off. I like that dress too, by the way. Thank you ever so much for all you've done. It was an honor to tour Eorzea with you and bring strength and succor to its people. You have my gratitude as well, Laura. The people whose hearts you have touched will in turn inspire others. Yes, before long, the Dance of the Damned will be but a memory. And yet, until that time, we cannot let down our guard. I propose we extend our tour of Eorzea. In the event, there are still people in this realm who require our aid. You truly mean this? Laura and I keep dancing together? Not if Alice has anything to say about it. You just keep dancing, Laura. Don't worry, I will keep dancing. And now I finally have the AoE heal. Yay. When you say pop, do you mean I have 50 minutes until Castrum? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, so, hey, I've got my quest! Hey, it's been years! Decades, centuries. I don't know how long, actually. I'm not sure. Well, if it isn't lore, what a delightful surprise. And just look at that posture and poise. I can see you've not neglected your training one bit. As for us, Troupe Falsame continues to tour Eorzea in the last 5 seconds, bringing hope to the dejected and the downtrodden. Whenever and wherever the Totentas threatens its rear its ugly head, we are there to not be a healer. With the tales of our performances spread across the realm, we've had no small number of aspiring dancers knocking at our door, including that person over there. Training them was consuming nearly all my waking hours, but recently Rana has stepped in to shoulder the burden. Truly, I'd be lost without her. And what of you? Have you met any noteworthy performances? Actually, funnily enough. And I thought our voyage to a distant shore was a long one. I see you've had quite an adventure, though I confess the full import of your tale is quite beyond my comprehension. Still, this bounty hunter you befriended put you in quite the predicament, didn't he? Reminds me of another troublemaker I used to know. Me? A troublemaker? I may have been immature, but I only had Lore's friend's best interest at heart, and isn't that right? Besides, it sounds like even this bounty hunter came around in the end. Ah, indeed. There is something about you, Lore, something that brings out the best in those whose lives you touch. Yeah, it's called being a Star Destroyer. The hot-headed girl I once know has come to her own as a dancer, a woman, a leader of her peers. Perhaps it's finally time. Yes, I'm sure of it. I'm 23. It's time to retire. And they're gone. Hi, Gary. Sorry. I'm actually behind on Formula 1 because this has been consuming my life lately. Not really in a good way, if I'm being completely honest. But also in a good way. It's like these bee clouds. On the one hand, They suck. But on the other hand, they're amazing. Behold their glory. I was going to look it up, Melkor Blade, because I have no idea if Rayman Legends is a streamable game or not. But I'll look it up. If it's on the Switch or the PS4, I'm sure we're fine. Especially if it's a digital. Lore, Rana, forgive me for not sharing the news with you two sooner. As fortune would have it, Troupe Falsame has been invited to perform in Kugane, and our patrons are willing to pay a premium for our services. The Mujikoza. That means I could dance on the same stage that hosted some of the most renowned artists in all of the Far East. Someone pinch me! When do we leave? As soon as we're able. And therein lies my dilemma. The threat of the Totentanz still looms over Eorzea, and I have a duty to retrain the next generation of dancers. I cannot abandon these shores while my life's work remains undone, so I turn to you. Ala Mhigo, you have blossomed as a fine dancer and a capable leader in the last 5 seconds. I would have assumed the principal role and oversee the Troupe Falsame's tour of Kugane. What are you saying? It is the only practical solution. You would travel to Kugane, share our art with our friends in the Far East, and I would remain here to train our new recruits and deliver the people of Eorzea from the throes of the Totentanz. But I'm not ready for this. There's much I need to learn. You told me that just a few moons ago. And you have come far since then. Yada, 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 yada. You got this. You got this. I'm out. Me? I don't got this. But I have to got this. Oh, what should I do? What should I do? Slash panic for food. Look, are you a dancer or not? I mean, I'm not. I'm a gunbreaker, but you know. I cannot find the answer. Maybe I should find it in motion. You're very right. Very well. Dance with me, Lore. Do I have to? I have to. We dance together not for admiring crowds. Our only audience is each other. Each other! Oh my god. So face me, Lore. I would look upon your movements in all their glory and let you inspire me to greater heights. No! Oh. And then I accidentally kill her. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'd rather you not Warcraft code, if that's alright with you. Thank you, Lord. That was simply exhilarating. You're welcome. Oh, sorry, what I should say is... On my first step, I couldn't take my eyes off you. Before I knew it, I had forgotten myself, my worries carried off by the wind. You were watching me, yes? What did you think? Have I truly come as far as she says? You're gonna go a little bit further than that. So you're saying there's room for improvement, huh? Well, consider the challenge accepted. I'll train harder than ever, and next time we meet, you'll see what I'm truly capable of. In any event, this I know more than ever. Dancing is my life. My calling. I must continue to perfect my craft, that I might inspire hope in others just as she inspired you and me. The answer is clear to me now. I may not be the leader she was, but I will be the leader I know I can be. Thank you for everything. I will return to Limsa to relay the news. You'll join me there, won't you? It's like right there, so yeah, sure. Yes, lore of the dance. That applies in 2 ways. Now it's stuck in my head. God dang it. Rana came here dashing into town half out of breath. I can only assume that the girl has found her answer. Yeah, sorry, Permeus. All we did was dance. So it was not with words, but actions. It is as I thought. Your very presence is a mirror that helps those around you discover their true selves. I mean... In any event, Rana owes you very much, as do I. Truth Falsame is stronger for you having joined us. Come now, let's return to the others. Let's turn into a gunbreaker for no reason. Oh, right, I'm supposed to be a dancer. Hang on, is this my dancing class? No, 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 hang on. No, no, I mean, this is kind of a dancer's outfit, but that's not it. That's not it. There we go, perfect. Perfect dancer's outfit right here. You know Orin would have been a good dancer. Grazie. Prepared for this, and yet if this is how Mistress would have it, it is far from my place to oppose. Besides, nothing in this world could last forever. You're too kind. Let us not forget that we are all in this together. We move forward as one, with no limits to the heights we can reach. This filler arc will conclude. Alright, so I want you guys to do me a favor and talk me down from a negative for this. Please commence. Story negative, obviously. I can elaborate, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts first. See the... Well, I'll elaborate, since I'm already getting questions. So this is meh, right? Okay. The problem is, it is so aggressively meh that the only reason I'm doing this is because it's my job to. I feel like I am forcing myself to slog through this. You know what I mean? And these are not the only quests in MMOs in general where I've just been like, why am I doing this quest chain? I referenced the problems with the Paladin arc earlier, for example. So it is meh, but it's so aggressively meh that it actually makes me want to not play it, and that's why I'm thinking negative territory. Thoughts? It is worse than Nier, absolutely. Nier at least had the dwarves. Does anyone want to join me in the group as we walk in? I don't think you really have to. Hello, James Hogan. Welcome back. Oh yeah, absolutely. Not all job quests are alike. That's kind of my point, Mekami. A job quest could get a positive, just like a job quest can get a negative. You know what I mean? That's how that works. Well, you guys debate that. I'm gonna go do the quest. Where's my notes? Where's my notes? Listen, Lore, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I think I know how to find Mikoto. You said Misha waited until after the crystal focus had absorbed ether from the area before taking off, right? Well, if we can use the equipment to trace its signature of the charged crystal focus, maybe it'll lead us to Mikoto too. That's assuming, of course, they're in the same place. Balanced Druid, Unholy Death Knight, and I want to say one of the Warlocks. I forget which one. Scythe. So that would be Affliction, I think. So we're going to want to cut the episode in front, and for that, at least 2 more sensors. Let's do it. I mean, as weird as this may sound, I know Remedy's Exion and Mikami are both trying to convince me down from a negative, but you're more talking me into it than you are out of it. Because you're right, every class gets its own story, which is good, and we are rating each job class based on how well they are designed from a narrative perspective. For example, Dark Knight will get a positive. I'm just going to tell you that right now. The Dark Knight chain is going to get a positive. That was good stuff. But yeah, some of them are meh, and I think that was a pretty bleh one. Paladin will probably also be a negative off the top of my head. I'd have to think about the other ones. I remember, like, Bard and Black Mage were kind of unmemorable. Summoner was good. I remember Summoner was good. Summoner also brought us the lore on the Tonberries, by memory. I do remember Black Mage. It was pretty meh. Oh, was that Scholar? My bad. Scholar, Summoner, what's the difference? Okay, I'm memeing, but I really didn't remember that that was Scholar instead of Summoner. What's next Friday, James Hogan? That's right. You're right, Mikami. Oh, Cyberpunk. Well, I don't know if you know this, James Hogan. They have put a technically illegal order on no streaming Cyberpunk for a week. Which is funny, because you guys voted months ago that we wouldn't be streaming Cyberpunk for a week anyways. So no, I'm not looking forward to next Friday. I'm looking forward to the 17th, I think? Yeah, 17th. It's a little over a week and a half from now. Up we get... Where am I going? Where's the other one? Is it just that one? I guess it is. Okay. The 17th is when we will be streaming Cyberpunk, Michael. So now I'm thinking about the other ones. I'm thinking about all the other job quests that I remember. Astrologian was... whatever. It had some cool Ishgardian stuff. I barely remember Machinist. Or Machinist, or however you're supposed to actually say that. I don't really... I remember Ninja because it had Crazy Man, the craziest. You remember him? Generic, evil, crazy guy. Number 576. Let me think. Warrior was weird. Like, Warrior had a good arc, and then it repeated it twice. That is so adorable, the tiny little Magitech armor. Because Warrior's arc, I'll go ahead and tell you this. Warrior's arc was, we must learn to contain the rage within us. Let us help this other person contain the rage within them. And then we succeed at that. And then we do it again. And then we do it again. And it's just, I mean, okay. it was a cool idea. Dragoon was good. Dragoon would probably be another positive. Let's see. What else? White Mage I barely remember. Of course, I'm only at 55 with it. Monk I haven't... Oh, God. Monk. Moving on. Black Mage, Summoner, Red Mage. I guess that's all of them, really. Red Mage was okay. Okay, I might be misremembering, but I thought Monk was the one where we deal with Jackass McGee. And, I mean, there's other aspects to that quest, but what I remember most is Jackass McGee. Ah, you're back. Jazz music plays. What's wrong? Do you need another sensor? No, everything went according to plan. I located the crystal focus. Thing is, as we feared, the crystal focus is being held at the Castrum. Dun, dun, dun. Makes sense when you think about it, what with it being the enemy's main stronghold. Sorry for wasting your time out there, Lore. Nonsense. For all we know, the crystal focus could have been moved to Dalmasca. But thanks to you and the Blade Runner, we have removed all doubt to its whereabouts. That's true, I suppose. The reason for Misha's betrayal yet eludes us, but the Garleans are not like to understand how to make use of the crystal focus, not without assistance. Meaning Mikoto is in all likelihood being held in the Castrum as well. There's still a chance to save her. Indeed. And save her we shall. Meanwhile, in the Castrum... Yes. Over here. Poor Mikoto. Why would you... She's such an innocent, naive, sweet girl. Why would you do this to her? Because she's evil. Misha? Where... You're going to answer a few questions with me. We'll start with how you are able to glimpse into the future. Misha, why? Why are you helping the Empire? I'm the one asking questions here. Now answer. No, not until you tell me why. I don't think you understand your situation here, or are you truly that naive? Is it for power? Renown? Have you always been on their side? I know you, Misha. You're a woman of conviction. You wouldn't do something like this without a good reason. If you know me as well as you do, I would hazard you already have the answer. You would truly place your faith in Noah van Gabranth. Which one is him? I've read about him and his father, the famed knights from the Republic of Landis. They say he was a man of vision. He was made legatus of the 4th Legion, and from what intelligence I could gather, pays no heed to race, parentage, or creed. And that same impartial judgment extends to the provinces under his control, if I'm not mistaken. Havens, for those seeking life free of prejudice and hate. But do you truly believe equality can be found under an Imperial standard? I sure hope so, otherwise I've been doing everything for nothing for my whole life. My, the dutiful bookworm can read between the lines. Perhaps I gave you too little credit. I can but posit theories and conjecture, for I will never know of the indignity your family suffered, nor can I speak of the alarming disparity between nobles and commoners, even before Bozja succumbed to Imperial rule. As I understand it, it was a country where the needs of the few outweighed the needs of the many. The wealthy were free to forge their own futures, while the poor were free only to die should they fail in their dearly struggle to survive. And even if the few nobles were opposed to the nation being governed by an oligarchy, their peers would never relinquish their power and wealth for the greater good. While that Bozja is no more, I realize there are those in the resistance who yearn for the halcyon days of the forebears, who would judge you based on the lineage rather than the content of your character. Their voices are but echoes of a reprehensible past. You should understand better than anyone that future Baljalin and Marzik mean to build. A way forward, paved with dignity and equality. Times change, Misha. People change. No, people don't change. They only fool themselves into believing they can. I was ridiculed, marginalized, treated like an other. By the mere virtue of being highborn, theirs was the righteous path, mine the immoral. Bajan and Marzik claim they want to put an end to discrimination, but there's no escaping their true nature. Their hatred must be driven out with force. Would putting your faith in them be such a terrible thing? Oh, if you knew the depths of their malice, their treachery. Perhaps I should tell you the tragedy of Queen Gunhildr, the great betrayal of her followers. I'm sure you've heard the legends of Save the Queen. What are the troops thinking as they talk here? The blessed blade that can only be wielded by Queen Gunhildr. Yes, I've heard the tales. When her kingdom came under attack during the 4th Umbral Calamity, she brought the full might of the blade to bear to save her people, and in so doing gave her own life. A bittersweet end to her reign, but I fail to see what it has to do with anything. Before the 4th Umbral Calamity, Gunhildr's blades foresaw their coming doom. As the kingdom's acting political body, they saw it their duty to save the people at any cost, and so devised a plan to save Bozja using the power of the Holy Blade. The Queen's body would serve as conduit for the Blade's power, allowing them to summon a god. A primal. A primal summoning. Though perhaps it would be more fitting to call it an icon. The blade was, after all, a relic stolen from the Allagans. Allagans? I never remember how they pronounce it. An icon, heavens forfend. There was one problem, however. The Queen knew that once she took in the power of this god, there would be no turning back. She was a coward, and despite her duty to protect her people, she chose her life over theirs. Yet Gunhildr's blades would not see their efforts come to naught, for they soon realized their sacrifice need not be presently the reigning queen, nor did they need to be of noble blood. So a low-born shrine maiden was chosen to ascend the throne. Obedient to a fault, she did not hesitate to give her life to forestall the coming calamity. Would that this tragic tale ended there, but I'm afraid it takes a rather bloody turn. You see, despite sacrificing herself to save Bozja, the new queen did not die, nor was she consumed by the icon's power. There was a woman of Ishgard, Yzael, capable of such a feat, but to embrace the power of an icon and retain sense of self, that would mean this queen possessed the Echo. And her power struck fear into the hearts of Gunhildr's blades, for a god now walked amongst them. But rather than the puppet the blades had wished for, she was pure and free, and for that she was slain. The blades could not, and would not, risk her discovering the truth of her ascension, that she was but a sacrificial lamb to save the highborn brethren. They claimed the queen had gone mad, drunk with the god's power, leaving them no choice but to slay her. She was then buried along with the blade and the truth. Where did you hear this? Let's just say it's a bit of family history. Now answer my question. How are you able to see the future? I don't know. I've never been able to use it of my own volition. I suppose it doesn't matter. We'll drag it out of you soon enough. Torture time! Evil. Evil torture. Oh, no, apparently they're making Genova. My bad. Sid pokes his head into the room, screaming. I do actually remember it. Remedy's Exion. Just think about what they're doing to Mikoto. You have to save her. I'm gonna save her. God. I'm gonna save her, right? Because if I'm not, I'm gonna tear that entire fortress to the ground. Whoops. One moment. I need to do something really quick. This will not take me long. Sorry. Sorry. It's a good song. What do you want from me? Sort. There it is. There we go. Sorry. I wanted to do that before I forgot the password. Alright, back to the game. I was doing something. It is a good song. I get tired of the combat version, but that is a good song. More than I could say for this song. Allegan? Allegan? That sounds so weird. Time has come. This day we take Castrum Lacus Lictor. On behalf of the Resistance, I offer you our humblest thanks. We could not have come this far without your aid. You're welcome, I guess? It does. I say it, and my mind immediately, like, there's like a flag that goes off in the back of my mind that says, "No, Lore, you're saying it wrong." Because I got that. I'm sure most people have that, but I've got that in the back there. It's like, nope, you're mispronouncing it. So I immediately start trying to correct myself. Alagan. And it's like, no, Allegan. But nope, you're saying it wrong. Ocarina. Anyways. What do you say, your friend? Are you ready to rout the Garleans? I mean, you seem to have it in control, but if you insist, I got your back. I got your back. The battle for the Castrum will no doubt be the fiercest yet. But do not forget your training. Hylian, or Hylian, are my two favorite ways to say that one, Michael. I bounce between them based on my mood. You think that's bad, Michael? I have a character named Heli. Guess how it's spelled. Reports suggest a powerful mage presently commanding the Castrum, and continued presence of Lion Sas Helsos will no doubt prove troublesome, to say the least. Still, we got this. Did it finish? It finished. Yay. The last one is correct. Hyli. It's pronounced in Imperial. So, I don't know if you know this, I designed a language, which I call Imperial. In Imperial, vowels are always pronounced the same. Thus, Y is always E. A, E, I, O, U, E. So, Hyli. For example, my name would be Lure Runer, to use if I was saying it in Imperial. So, when's the next Castrum? Since we're at that step. $40 minutes? Oh, I thought I was timing it better than that. That's my bad. 40 minutes, huh? That would line up neatly. Oh god, you think that's bad, Mekami? So Ysera, right? The Dragon of the Dream over in Warcraft. The same actress will pronounce it differently, depending on the scene. Drives me batty trying to figure out how to pronounce it. Ysera. Anyways. So... Let's see here. You know what I want to do, if that's okay with you guys? Because we've covered a huge amount of content at this point. Hang on, Rax wants me to do a favor. Typist thing, Unzoth is how it was pronounced several times, yes, but there's also Inzoth and Unzoth, as in UN space Zoth. So that's a fun thing. Anyways, so let's see. I have plenty tortured members of the dying. Who wants to help me go smash some Heavensward things really quick? Just real quick. And by real quick, I mean for about 30 minutes. Hang on, I'll pull up the list. Fates is the word I meant. Okay, so I need... What do I need? Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I do not need Tortured Memory of the Dying. I do need Sorrowful, which is in the Dravanian Forelands. Dravanian Forelands. Which is this zone. Unable to... Oh, right. I should probably leave the instance. I mean, I could turn off the stream for 30 minutes, Remedy's Exion. And then turn it back on in 30 minutes. Those of you watching the VOD, skip ahead half an hour. Alright, fates. There's a fate. Just invite me whenever. Because I know Rax has a group going. Yeah, by the way, Rax, you might or might not find this appropriate. So, you know how you're really attached to playing Dragoon? It took me forever to convince Bragwin... Correct, Valvatrix. It took me forever to convince Bragwin to, you know, stop focusing on Rogue. Even though Rogue is, like, the worst. Did I get anything out of that? Looks like I did. Oh, by the way, that's not just me saying that. I mean, obviously, I do think Rogue is actually the worst class in WoW, and has been for... since Legion, I'd say. But even she doesn't care for it. I need gold. Great. Okay. But yeah, this is a perfect time for AMA, Q&A. You know, I get 1,000 questions on my Tumblr. I haven't been able to log into my Tumblr yet. ever since the transfer to the new computer, so I'm kind of not there yet. Yes. So if anybody has any Tumblr questions, this would be a great time for them, because I haven't seen them for like a week. Why is Rogue the worst? Good question. So Rogue has several issues, but the biggest problem is what I like to call dead air time. Rogue has a really bad problem with just being like, hey, you have nothing to do. Okay, now you can do something. Now you have nothing to do. Okay, now you have nothing to do. There are ways to get around that, and certain previous expansions have fixed that with certain previous specs. That was silver. Jesus, okay. Alright, I'm not doing so hot here. But that issue leads to just being kind of bored for several long chunks of time. It also makes it, from a purely gameplay perspective, it makes it slightly irritating to really properly time your DPS. Because in WoW, there's plenty of boss fights where you want to nuke right now, right? Not just do general DPS, but you need to kill something right now. Like there's a specific ad, or the boss has a shield up, or whatever, right? It's really irritating to do that in Rogue. It's not impossible. It's just irritating due to the nature of it. And also, obviously that's per spec, because yada yada yada. Level sync. Demount! Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. It kills pacing. That's a good way to put that. So how is Lore Mum? She's doing okay. She is bored, but she's been buying a lot of books, so that's been helpful. She's going to a birthday thing soon. And we're grouped with William Shatner here. That's kind of cool. Why do I prefer to stream in 4x3? I actually don't. I prefer to stream in 5x4. However, I understand your question. I just wanted to clarify because 4x3 is actually kind of a weird one to stream in, and most games don't do that. 5x4, on the other hand, is extremely common. Silver again! Jesus! Okay. This is not great. I'm gonna switch to Dancer. Because it'll still work, right? I guess I'll just test it. The biggest reason, the most obvious reason, is that it's a better utilization of real estate. The game gets the majority of the screen in 5x4, as opposed to 16:9, where the game actually gets the minority of the screen. And it's also a good ratio for this, and I'm here in the corner. So that's the biggest reason. There's other, snickety little details, but that's the big thing, is having good ratio of game to screen real estate. Oh, level sync, come on. Have I found that as I get older I appreciate games with shorter lengths, or it's entirely about how the length is used? A long game that's good? Hell yes. I love a game I can sink my teeth into. Good night, Gigapudding. Have a good one. A short game that doesn't have any meat on its bones? No thank you. It is entirely about how well they utilize the length of the game. And that's why I push that angle so hard and so often, to make sure that people... Because don't misunderstand me for saying a game is too long or too short. Which video game series is the most consistently enjoyable, in my opinion? That's a good question. Because most game series that I enjoy actually bounce up and down wildly. Final Fantasy is a good example. Hey! Gold! And I got a Sorrowful. Perfect. I need 13 more. So, yeah, actually Pokemon was coming to my mind. Metroid is pretty high up there. However, there is other M, which drags Metroid down quite a bit. There's also, I mentioned Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, There's a lot of series I could mention. Mass Effect, which bounce up and down in quality. Dragon Age. However, I will say the Mega Man games are very consistently high quality. And so too tend to be the classic Marios. When I say classic, what I mean by that is the main Mario games. You know, the Mario games, not the side games, not the RPGs, all of which vary, but the big ones. Even Lost Levels is not exactly a bad game, maybe. We haven't reviewed it yet. I suppose we'll find out when we get there. Mario is Missing is not a main Mario game, and therefore falls under what I just mentioned. However, all of the games I just mentioned, I've been building up to a point. I was kind of thinking in my head, because the moment you asked that question, I already knew the answer, and the answer is Zelda. The Zelda series is consistently high-quality stuff. I've gone on record as saying before that even the worst Zelda game is still a good game, and I stand by that. Even so, Kingdom Hearts, good example of a series that, in my opinion, does not have consistent quality. Because Chain of Memories. You know? Like, I love Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts bounces up and down a little bit in quality, like I was just talking about. Grand Theft Auto? We've actually reviewed that whole series now, so I can consistently say no. All I gotta say is GTA 3, and then Vice City, and then San Andreas, and then 4. All of them have issues. Every single one of them. I should probably... I don't even know what's gonna let me. Hey! Right, 100%. You said that. And I understand that, Arski. I actually, believe it or not, I've known several people who just do not get into the Zelda thing. And that's fine. That makes perfect sense. The Assassin's Creed series also bounces up and down in quality, in my opinion. Castlevania? Well, I do like Castlevania 2, but Castlevania 2 still exists. So... Is Rascal still better than Lower Decks Star Trek series? I have no idea. I haven't seen Lower Decks. And I probably won't for years. Dragon Quest? No. I've played Dragon Quest 1. Move on to the next one. Let's see if I get credit for that in a minute. Breath of Fire. Well, honestly, I think Breath of Fire bounces around in quality a bit, too. Each of them make mistakes, but they make different mistakes. Spin-off series that are consistent. I mean, yeah, the Mario RPGs are not consistent, so that's a good example of that. Hey, it did count. Yeah, I've only played a couple Dynasty Warrior games, but same thing. Let's see. Side game franchises that are consistent. For which one, Michael? I'm sorry. We keep bouncing around in franchises so rapid fire here. Mega Man Battle Network? I've never actually played those. I'm aware of the lore. duo, for those of you who know what that means. Music suddenly quit. Oh, there it goes. I just had to say something. Ah, Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire, I actually don't know that much. I don't feel like going into the cave, so let's just head down there. I don't know that much about the behind the scenes of the making of the Breath of Fire series, so I don't know. As far as Assassin's Creed, the A series has had an interesting arc. Switching developers and teams and mentalities many times in the series' arc, so that's kind of a explanation there, really. I don't know what else to add to that. If I asked you and Serial Thriller and Baron and Valvedrix and Pika to all make an Assassin's Creed game, I'd probably get 5 separate Assassin's Creed games, right? And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, Mario Kart is actually... I can't believe I didn't even think about that. Mario Kart is a perfect example of a side series that maintains good quality. Even the lesser-known ones, like the GBA one and the 3DS one, are still good games. I would say the only relatively close to bad Mario Kart game is the original. Wait, do you hear all those torches and pitchforks? You know what's funny is I actually hold that opinion for a lot of franchises. Worst Zelda game? Zelda 1. Worst Mega Man game? Mega Man 1. Worst Mario game? Mario 1. Worst Grand Theft Auto game? Grand Theft Auto 3. Worst Assassin's Creed game? Assassin's Creed 1. Bring it a little more modern. Worst Metroid game? Metroid 1, without remix. Because the proper remake fixed a lot of things there, as proper remakes tend to do. Worst Final Fantasy? That's actually not true. FF1 was okay, so I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Worst Halo? Yeah, Halo 1. I don't remember if it literally scored the worst, but in memory, it's the one I am least likely to replay. But yeah, exactly, Michael. It's not really a derogatory comment. It's one of the reasons why I speak so highly of games that try something and then get the necessary luck, funding, support, etc. to then do something with it. Imagine if Zelda came out and we never got a Zelda 2, and the franchise never happened. You know? No, if I had to say there's a worse 3D Zelda, it would be Phantom Hourglass. Although I guess that's actually lying, isn't it? That's a top-down. So never mind. I don't know. Worst Dragon Age? That's actually a tough one. By memory, I would say Inquisition. However, it's worth noting Inquisition was still a good game, and I have never reviewed Inquisition or 2. So take that with a grain of salt. Someone help me count, by the way. We're up to 11. So every one of these we get, just count up one, okay? We need to hit 20. That's the goal here. Hello. There we go. Wooden dismount. Yeah, Skyward Sword has a lot of good to it. If it wasn't for the fact that the game causes me literally physical pain to play, I would absolutely be down for doing a proper review of that one, because there is a lot of good there. Good dungeon design, good encounter design, interesting story, probably some of the better side characters in the Zelda series. But, yeah. Physical pain. Not a lot else to add to that. Yes, S.A. Ross. Spirit Tracks has an issue with it, which I have since been told a way around that issue, but it was an issue I had with my copy I was playing. So, yay for that. It's a shame. Spirit Tracks has a lot of good design, too. Spirit Tracks is basically Phantom Hourglass, but the bad parts have been fixed. And with a more interesting story, if I might be so bold. Yeah, the Temple of the Ocean King, I don't know what they were thinking there. Phantom Hourglass has probably my favorite Zelda gimmick ever, too. It's a boss fight where you fight from the boss's perspective. On what is effectively a 2D plane. You're still in total control of yourself, it's just your camera is shifted to the boss's viewpoint. It's pretty cool. They do some fun stuff with it. Like, I would love that in this game, you know? Oh, Link Between Worlds 12, by the way. Link Between Worlds is another excellent Zelda game. And funnily enough, several people I have heard have bashed it for being just an LTTP clone, and I'm pretty sure those people never actually played it. I mean, I don't mean to dismiss anyone's opinion, but you can dislike, you know, Link Between Worlds as much as you want. You can't tell me that game's an LTTP clone. Thank you for the markers, by the way, Rax. I appreciate it. Since I'm focusing more of my attention on chat right now than anything else. Meanwhile, Rax is like, I hate you, Lore. You suck. Oh, right, sync. Is there an auto-sync option so I don't have to do that every one of these? Not to spoil, this is basically mentioning. In fact, you know what? No. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say it. There is an aspect about Link Between Worlds I love, which I'm not even going to tell you, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it. Don't mention it. No man. By the way, thank you guys a lot for helping me speed this up. This would be really, really boring without the group. One thing I find interesting, I say there's patterns to games, and there are. You know, there's the first game generally tends to be the worst in a series because it's the first game. They didn't know what they were doing. They were trying something new. Expansion effect is usually a very demonstrable thing. They figured out what they want to do. They've decided to adapt and help and improve. There's also, we didn't know what we were doing. So we failed to make lightning strike twice. That's when a sequel or an expansion, funny, final note, just nosedives in quality. All three of those things are demonstrable, easy to understand mathematical proofs. But what I find interesting is there's no mathematical formula for something that is just good. Sometimes it's the 5th game in a series, sometimes it's the 3rd, sometimes it's the last, sometimes it's the 1st. Obviously that also varies based on people's opinions. But my point is, even amongst opinion, there's no real pattern there. It's the one that happens to be the good one. Or the best one, rather. What are we up to? 13. Kingdom Hearts reference. Please! Listen, if we could kill every flea in the world, I think the world would be a better place. Who's with me? I hope so, Pika. But then again, I'm weird. A good example of a massive jump in quality of a series from bad to actually good. I mean, I can name a few that would probably get me burned on the internet, Disco. But let me try to think of something more definitive. Give me a moment to think of that. Okay, that's a good one, Baron. That's not the direction I was thinking of. I was thinking starting from a bad game and then turning a bad game as the initial into a good franchise. So, yeah. And that, if we're counting any jump up in quality, we can think of several. The Mario series has done that. The Zelda series has done that. Devil May Cry has done that. Final Fantasy has done that. 14, I think. Yep. No, I didn't get one for that. Wow. GTA has done that. Sonic has done that. Yeah. So, let's go back to my original question, the one I presumed you were saying. So, a game franchise that started off crap and went from being a crap game into a great franchise. Actually, funnily enough, I was thinking Warcraft. I'm sorry, Warcraft 1 was not a good game, even at the time. It introduced me to strategy games. Warcraft 1 and Command & Conquer 1 introduced me to the very concept of strategy games, which just blew open a door on potential for me for the future. But the fact of the matter is, Warcraft 1 was not a good game, even at the time, as Command & Conquer shows. So, the jump from look at what the Warcraft series became, and then look at Warcraft 1. I think that answers your question. I think that's going to be my answer there. See, I was thinking Final Fantasy, but FF1 was a good game, even in the day. Had some issues, but there's still a lot good there. I mean, it's not great. A game series where the first game was amazing and the second game was crap. So this is a total cheat, but Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Or Asheron's Call. But again, I'm not going to think about dives of quality in the middle of a franchise. That's too easy. It's too easy. So it has to be a game where it came out, it was really good, and then it got a sequel, and the sequel was total crap. And just the quality dived afterwards. Did I get gold this time? I did. Okay, so 14. Ow. No, I have not, Final Cloud. I know it's there, but I'm not a crafter, so I haven't really looked at it. Whoops. That's a lot of Thunder Dragons. I'm gonna wait for the group. There we go. Oh, I'm not synced. God dang it. No wonder nothing's happening. Oh god, I bet I wasn't synced in the last one. Maybe. No, they don't want to let me attack at all. Ah, whatever. Doesn't matter. And it does matter. It slows us down. Whatever. I'm sync! Don't worry, getting tons of experience here in FF9. A series that's consistently bad, yet still continues. FIFA! I'm kidding. Mad at... No, still kidding. Still kidding. I would say Assassin's Creed 1 is worse than Assassin's Creed 3, Vika. Pretty much across the board. Not completely, though. There are some things that 1 does better. Consistently bad series that's still going. Pokemon! No, again, I'm still memeing. And 15? 15, yep. 15. Bubsy! I would actually agree with that. Watch Dogs? I liked Watch Dogs 1, and Watch Dogs 2 was surprisingly good, and then Watch Dogs 3... We'll see when we get there. One-day stream, from what I understand, but anyways. Consistently bad franchise that still is going. I'm trying to think of a MOBAGE series that's actually a franchise and not just, you know, one MOBAGE game. Dragon card! No comment. Hyperdimension Neptunia? Yeah, I could kind of see that. That guy's last name is literally Star Destroyer. I just want you to know that. That guy, over there, see? Iggy Star Destroyer. I am not alone. Nah, Battlefront... Wait. I guess Battlefield 1942 isn't the Battlefront series, never mind. I was hoping to find a list of, you know, franchises that just nosedived. I give up. I give up. Consistently bad franchises. By the way, what's my timer like on Castrum? The Sims. I mean, Sims 3 is my favorite Sims game. By like a mile. Yeah, that's the thing. Consistently bad franchises usually aren't the... Or consistently bad games in a franchise usually aren't the thing. I mean, all memeing and joking and preference aside, usually those franchises die. That's what usually happens, is those franchises get nuked, and that's the end of that. 16, I think. Yep. Yeah. Four is working on it, Von Falkenstein, but you are correct. 3 is still the most expensive. See, I feel like we just killed this guy. I don't know. Kind of crazy. Usually people I kill, they stay dead. They don't turn into dragons. Yeah, what's more surprising is that games will come out that aren't really good, and then somehow they get a sequel despite their lack of quality, and then the quality goes up. It's actually a pretty common thing. As I mentioned earlier, expansion effect is a very real thing. It's just weird. Yeah, I should probably go back now-ish. As soon as we finish this. I hit cooldowns, but I don't have them at this level. Yeah, Mother 2 to Mother 1, that's a big gap. Zelda 1 to Zelda 2, Mario 1 to Mario Real 2. Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. Mega Man 1 to Mega Man 2. Metroid 1 to Metroid 2. I can keep going. It's more common to have that jump up in quality. Lufia 1 to Lufia 2, yeah. Breath of Fire 1 to Breath of Fire 2 in many ways. Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2 is certainly debatable, but I would agree. Well, thank you, Drafe. I hope you've been liking the FF content as we've been going through it. The FF14 content, I mean. Arkham Asylum to Arkham City. Yep, there's another good example. Like I said, expansion effect is probably the overall most common outcome when it comes to gameplay. Hell, so, the original Final Fantasy Adventure to Secret of Mana was a hell of a jump up too. Hey, okay, so Hearth. I will say this, the BioWare games tend to bypass the usual approach, and the reason why is because they don't improve, they change. So, we'll talk about this when we review the Mass Effect series, but Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2 is different. Whether it's better or worse is of course up to you, but it is different, demonstrably and provably, and that's the weird thing. Like, whether it's not one of those situations where it's demonstrably improved, right? Same thing with Dragon Age. As much as Dragon Age 2 is a game we like to rag on, Dragon Age 2 is a very different game from Dragon Age Origins. It is a completely different animal. And again, we will talk about that when we get there, when we review Dragon Age 2. I know I can go in as a dancer. I was leveling in there as a dancer, so that's not it. There we go. I agree, Von Falkenstein. The fact that Dragon Age 2 was not meant to be a sequel probably plays into that. Star Trek 1 to Star Trek 2 was a big improvement, I'll agree. Well, if you do regular raiding, yeah, you probably don't want to join us. I don't actually play all that often, Drave. Time. Alright. We got this. Let's do it. Ready. Wrong instance. That sucks. We're gonna go. Yeah, A New Hope to Empire is, frankly, another example of that. Now, personally, I think A New Hope is one of the weaker of the old Star Wars films. Had some quality. I'm not saying it's a bad film, but I do think it's one of the worst films of that bundle. Thus, A New Hope up to Empire is a gigantic leap up in quality, in my opinion. Shows are a bit different. Elder Scrolls? Now that's an interesting one. Because Elder Scrolls follows both things I was just talking about. The demonstrably improved and the demonstrably dumbed down. Now, overall quality is, of course, debatable, but everyone tends to, and we were talking about this when we were reviewing Oblivion recently, everyone disagrees on when the peak of Elder Scrolls is. Because everyone has an opinion on that. At certain points, everyone's like, that Elder Scrolls, that's when the gameplay, that's when the game peaked. And just about everyone disagrees on it, but what's funny is everyone agrees that that's happened. So, The Elder Scrolls games also do change quite a bit as they go through, so that is also a thing. He really is. Dwaynath Rock Johnson. Right there. I would say Oblivion, personally. For all of Oblivion's many flaws, and there were many negatives we gave that game, the fact is, it did a lot quite well. So, that is a good question. What is the plan? Think about this. I'm guessing each instant is offset in their Castrum cycles. This is presumption. How long is Castrum? Roughly. Like typical trial duration, typical dungeon duration. $30-ish minutes. So the reason I mentioned that is when we popped in here just a bit ago, there were a bunch of people at the spawn point, which means this was a relatively fresh instance. The problem is, that means we probably have about an hour in this instance before it starts, if what you're telling me is true. And that's terrible. The double catch is, my alternative at this point is to show the video, and honestly I'd rather not do that. No offense, Rags. Because I'm not getting a run Monday, the servers are down. I'm not going to be able to do this tomorrow, I have too many other things to do. And I'm not going to get a run Tuesday, nobody's going to be doing it. It is now or never. So, I think I'm just going to go ahead and stand here. I think that's the current plan. And yeah, just wait. Wait and hope. That's gonna probably... God damn it, that's gonna make the stream drag on late. So the reason I'm so pissed off about that is my good and wonderful friend Pax has not been playing WoW because I haven't been playing WoW. I keep saying that. I haven't had time. All my spare time off camera has been playing this. I actually flat out told him if I'm not there tonight, he can leave me behind. Oh yeah, it's a good time to mention I'm not streaming Monday. I've decided after some thought. Yeah, I'm really proud of the lore walkers, Mekami, and I mean that with sincerity. I say relatively frequently, the guys are awesome. I mean that. Y'all are awesome. It is nice to see people Just actual, real people. Oh god, that's Sunday, isn't it? Or tomorrow, I suppose. What's funny, Baron, I've been getting bigger lately on YouTube, but not Twitch. Now, that's funny, because that doesn't really do anything for me. I don't make money off YouTube. And my patronage hasn't been going up, which is the only way YouTube people can support me. So I've been getting bigger with no benefit. Yeah, we should have. That's my fault. I was trying to be efficient. I didn't even realize that's how it worked, Rex. That's on me. I apologize, everyone. This is all on me. I should have just stood there and waited for it. Sounds like putting on weight. All the detriments, none of the benefits. So the reason I went ahead, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and leave. I sort of assumed the way it worked is it was a universal timer, not a per instance timer. And that is, again, my bad. So, blurg. Yeah, go ahead, S.A. Ross. This is basically full-on AMA territory at this point. We're going to be standing around. I was just thinking if there's any reason to even go do stuff, but there isn't. There's no reason for me to go and do these fates right now. No, the odds are extremely low that I'll fit both in before the 17th Sinister Wing. Especially since we will not be done with FF14 until Tuesday. At this point, we will finish FF14 Tuesday, guaranteed. But that means we'll be starting Suikoden 5 Wednesday, and that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 7 days, I think we'll be able to finish Suikoden 5. It's a pretty long game. If we don't finish Suikoden 5 in that time, Suikoden 5 will get to suck it. We will have to pause. If we finish it early enough, we might be able to squeeze in Pathologic. I don't know how long Pathologic is, though, because I've never played it. However, and I don't mean any offense by the Sinister Wing, but Cyberpunk does take priority. It is the highest requested game I have ever had on my show. So it takes priority. So we'll see. We'll see. I understand being broke extremely well, Michael. So... Sure, we could do that, Valvedrix. Oh! That was... Yes, register! Rax! Quick! Okay, we're in. Okay. Castrum! That's actually really good. We might actually finish this in time. Grab priority. Yes, I would request. Yes. Thank you. Okay. So, for those of you who want to join us Tuesday, I was actually already kind of thinking the direction Valvedrix was. We're going to do Eden and Emerald basically first. So anybody wants to join us for those, you are more than welcome to. We will start streaming at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like we always do. And as a direct consequence of that, we'll have a little bit of time to do the quests. You know, gotta stream the lead up, do the unlocks, whatever it is. I have no idea how long it's gonna be or what it's gonna be involved, you know, typical stuff. And then we'll jump into it. So anybody who wants to be involved, please feel free to join us for that. By preference, I would rather do Emerald before Eden, if I had a choice in the matter. Emerald feels like it's going to be shorter, it's going to be less involved, and it's not done. By contrast, to my knowledge, Eden will be the last Eden. And then so we can finish Eden. And then we can do the remainder of the MSQ I'm still sitting on. Eden will also be longer. So, that's the general theory. Emerald, Eden, MSQ. Apparently, I cannot do Eden 3 without doing 5.3. Verify? Oh my god, we only have 11. Why do we only have 11? How many do we need? No, I'm sitting on 5.3. I'm sitting on the Victory Lap. That's a... that sucks. That actually really sucks. Let me think about how I'm going to restructure that then. That really sucks. Alright, let's restructure it this way. Emerald, 5.3, Eden. We'll do it that way. That means the last thing we will stream for Shadowbringers will be Eden, which is acceptable. If people know what they're doing. I've never done this before. There's apparently... Yeah, people keep telling me there's no new quests, but not a lot of details. I hear there's like a role quest or something. To 22. So, okay, Civil War. God, hang on. Let me lay this out as bluntly as I can, S.A. Ross. It's actually a pretty long, complicated thing that has to do with different writers who disagreed with each other on real-life political issues and used their comic books in order to use those as platforms to argue with each other. You gotta understand that when it comes to the actual comic book Civil War event, okay? When you understand that, everything else just kind of lines up. Now, having said that, Tony was kind of evil in the Civil War arc. Not because he was pro-registration, but because he was evil. Because he was... We're down to 14 now. Just gonna sit here and wait because I'm anticipating an invite. There it is. He is very different, S.A. Ross. In the comics, he is legitimately villainous. I mean, everyone references the alcohol thing, but that's the tip of the iceberg. He is a very controlling, manipulative, deceitful, just, he is not a good person. It's actually one of the reasons I was so attached to Tony in the MCU. Because I didn't like Tony in the comics, you know? Yeah, exactly, Baron. 10 seconds. If anyone else is going to beep in, they're going to beep in now. There's a lot of people just standing around. Well, let's see what happens. Yes, go. Yes, S.A. Ross. Let's see. Somebody mocking it, Jesus. Really? This song? Really? Another drill armor. just gonna make Rax my dude. There you go, Rax. Hey, I've got the AoE buff now. Oh yeah, that's good. Shell going. Since I have that. Yeah, Comic Hank Pym is someone I'd legitimately rather not talk about. No joking, no memeing, no thank you. No, we got this, Discord. We got this, Rex. We got this. Down? Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, I saw this in the intro. Nice way to tutorialize that. Bryanek? Brainiac? I don't know. So we got tunnel armor down there. It's like some ads, which are also aggroed. And Brainiac. I mean, whatever. Reed Richards is a straight-up villain. I don't even care. In the comics. All-Star Superman is good stuff. I think that might be going a little bit too far, Black Vial. I've actually thought for a while that the reason they put Doom up against Reed is to make Reed look better. You know, the God of War effect. Very exciting so far. I'm getting flashbacks to BC raids right now, I'll tell you what. Ooh. It's my favorite battle song from 14. Or 12, so excuse me. Okay. Come on. Damn it. Can't move that fast. Nope, not quite. Right idea, wrong angle. Oh, bull crap. Bull freaking crap. That's a good time for that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And it's on cooldown. And dead. Yep. Sprint was on cooldown. Whoa, infallible missile. Quint Sept 9 damage? What you're referencing, Velvetrix. Unless you're joking, in which case I understand exactly what you're referencing. Oh, hang on, I just got another notification just now. Nope, that's Zero liking it. You tagged me in a photo, and someone mentioned me to Chris Metzen. That's about as far as that goes. Okay. You're freaking me out, Velvetrix, because, you know, that's a real problem. Oh god, 6 minutes. Wow. That's thing. Well, that was Castrum, ladies and gentlemen. Sort of, for certain definitions of the word. Yeah, the Spellforge would have been nice in that fight. So, yeah. How fail? There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Castrum run. Let me think. Give me a second. 'Cause I gotta decide something. Yeah, let's chop it here for the night. Let's do that. Let's do that. So, yeah, this is running into issues, many issues. So, we'll go ahead and chop off for tonight. Tomorrow we have our usual 4 streams. We might not have Star Trek Rewrite tomorrow. I'll find out tomorrow. And then Monday we will not be streaming at all. Tuesday, we will be back, and we will finish up FF14 Tuesday, one way or the other. So, I do hope you guys have enjoyed, such as it is. See you guys around.